Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Brand new game. Brand new system. Brand new tabletop RPG. It is a core rulebook that is malleable, applied, and I can't think of the word. 5th edition compatible. There we go. Haha. Magi-Knight's Awakening. But our game is lovingly, with fondness, and maybe a little tiny bit of cruelty, called Magi-Knight DeathGames. I'm going to open my big-ass document. You know me. I am Void Doll, your host, your dungeon mistress, your storyteller, and according to Magi-Knight Awakening, the magic keeper. But let's not let's not divulge. Let's not go askew or awry. In this world, magic isn't rare. In this chronicle, it's patented, it's created, it's bred. Eugenics are alive and well. A century or so ago, according to myth and rumor, Magi-Knights were guardians of the world, and they saved it. And then modern capitalism found them, and now their power is licensed, branded, medicated, insured, and televised. Our heroes, our players, if you will, they are heirs. Enforcers, defectors, experiments. They're bound to a family-run Magi corporation. They're publicly hailed as heroes. They are in college at a very private university. They are varied in age. But chief among them, they are privately owned assets. Some even without their consent or know-how. And that is Magi-Knights. Passing the microphone around for you to meet these wonderful people. I'm going to start from the bottom. I'm going to hand the microphone over to Yosef's player. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What's your name?
Hey everybody, it's me, just another villain, playing Yosef today. You can find me on, well, when I stream on, my Twitch, just another villain _ or on Twitter. You could have found me every Thursday on the Cat's Meow show, but I'm no longer a part of Orphan Blood. I have had to sadly leave that game, and my heart weeps for it. But I will be here every 2 weeks on Magi-Knight playing Yosef. He's my special boy. He's got a lot going on. Your bitch likes to keep things to the chest as always, so I'll divulge next to nothing, but you will find out what's up with his character as we go through this lovely little game of Magi-Knights. Also, the concept of Magi-Knight, magical girl Sentai has always been one of my favorite things ever since I was a kid. So yeah, no, this is rad. This is awesome. Glad to be here. Glad to have been invited, and gonna be a fun time. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Buppy. I'm a Monster Cat VTuber. I do art and other things. I did the art for this campaign. I was very excited about it. I worked very hard. I hope you guys like it. I play Priscilla King. She is a brat and an heiress, and I hope that you guys will hate her as much as I love her. I'll popcorn it up to Dani.
Hello, my name is Dani. I am friend of the channel here, doing some of the wonderful editing for Void Doll. I will be playing Arca, who is Blackmoat's Academy star baseball player, and I am also an Epo baby. I'll let you figure that one out. And I'm going to pass that one over to Neutral.
Hello there, I'm Neutral Trauma. I'm an artist, beginner artist, and I'm variety streamer on Twitch. At the moment, I don't do any art because I've sadly tendonitis, but soon I'm coming back for doing art. Aside from that, I play Ezeal. Ezeal is a young man with tendencies to gamble. He loves the threats of games with odds, be it children games or be it high stakes it's casinos. He likes it risky, makes it problematic for him. Aside from that, he's a bit foxy.
Hi, my name is Tony. This is my first time playing with everybody here. My character is Betty. She is a transfer student, shy, comes across as a bit of a germaphobe. Um, Pretty much how I feel right now. But yeah, learning just as much as you guys do. Right? Thank you.
And this is the point where if I was emceeing like I was at the anime convention last week, I would say, and everyone clap, please. Ooh, give us kisses. Mwah, 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 thank you. Yeah, cheers. But we're streaming, so I have to change the MC style again. And that's always such a culture shock for my little autistic brain. Some notes. This is for chat. Stream loots are paused. A lot of these players, this is their very first game with me. I don't want to kiss them. I mean, I do want to kiss them, but I don't want to do it aggressively making out like I have with Strixhaven and a couple other games like Ragnarok and Fallen Throne, right? We want to ease them into it softly because it is platonic and it's a joke and it's not actually. In this game, it's more holding hands. I'm going to hold the player's hands and they're going to hold mine. I'm going to take them on a journey. Like we're I almost wanted to say kids in a park, but this is an 18+ game because of the violence and gore and the swear words. So it is graphic, but in a violent sense. Despite all of that, stream loots are paused. However, dungeon subs are not. And this is a way to make the table comfortable. They will be everything will be turned back on, maybe even after this session. And if you are interested in following, if you like what you hear, if you want to sign up on my player queue, go ahead, !Discord, join the server. There's a lot of really amazing, cool people there that have met and become friends. And that in a platonic way you fall in love with. The community is awesome. They're wonderful people, and I feel incredibly grateful to have them. Like the fact that Dani like fell in my lap and is like, I can edit for you. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus, for sending me an angel. The fact that Vil encourages me and is like, no, I got you, Jep, I got you. It's just, I'm so incredibly grateful. And the fact that, well, Buppy thinks I'm cute is really nice. And that Neutral and Tony are trusting me for some of their first experiences here. It's an honor. And I'm going to try my very best to meet their expectations and yours as well, chat. So I hope you enjoy. Please join the Discord if you're interested in having me in your DM, your dungeon mistress, your storyteller, your magic keeper, your rules person. I am quirky though, and intense. So you cannot abandon the ride once you have decided to sit at my table, because like a mother hen, I will shelter you and consistently bother you. It is just simply in my personality and nature. And I think with that, other than mentioning that there will be graphic violence, I think that's the only like big trigger warning. This is an 18+ story. It is intense. It is based off of The Boys, done by Amazon. It's based off Dispatch. It's based off like Sailor Moon and Magica Madoka. It's like a melting pot of this cute juxtaposed with horror, political, and self. If you've seen any of my Vampire the Masquerade games, this is a heavy slice of that personal horror of, am I the monster they made me to be? And the question for some of our players will be eventually, yes, you are that monster. And you can devour the rest of the light in the world and spread the darkness, or you can light it all ablaze, which will kill a lot of innocent people, but at least the bad guys will die screaming. And that is our trigger warnings for this game. I will add that for Buppy, thank you. It is an honor that I am your comfort DM. I wear it. If it was a pin, I would wear it. Like as if my
I'll make you a badge.
if my little child made it for me, you know, I would be like, my child made me this pin.
I'll make a badge for you. It's okay. I got you. I got you.
Perfect.
I got you, fam.
I will wear it. I'll wear it to my convention. I'll be like, my child gave this to me. All right, God. Out of my 3 players that have played with me, Buppy, Vil, and kind of Dani, but not really Dani. Dani, I just kind of count that you've played with me because you've watched some of my most intense DMing and you love it. So, Dani, who would like to go first? Out of the three of you. Any volunteers?
Me.
Buppy, Buppy,
Me.
Buppy
Me.
wants to go first. Okay. Okay. Let me grab Priscilla's character sheet. All right. Let me grabbing the character sheet. So the character sheets for Magi-Knight, this is for chat. They are 5th edition based, but there's a little bit of difference between the Magi-Knight persona and the human persona. The difference between them. Okay. So with that being said, Priscilla, let me open you.
Actually, I should open my own. Hold on.
Yes, you should, because you're about to roll. I'm going to change the map. We begin in Lapis City, which is the official setting for Magi-Knight's Awakening. It is a snowy January, very, very early morning. Priscilla, I need you to roll a perception for me.
I got a dirty 20. Starting off strong.
You, Priscilla, wake in a sweat. You sit up in your bedroom, which is decadent, plush, rich. The question is, with your dirty 20, you have two choices. You can remember your dream, or you can look around your room. Which one would you like to do, Buppy?
I mean, considering it's my room, I'm already pretty familiar with it, so I'm gonna remember the dream.
It was raining. The moisture was so heavy that there were no scents, even though you should have smelt the fire that was blazing, the steam that was rising. Your family has this warehouse, and in it there is hundreds of Lux Crown and Astralin equipment. Now, Astralin, they are a progressive forward company. Their Magi-Knights are typically strong, mechanic, AI assisted. Whereas Lux Crown, well, in the dream you remember, the warehouse. Lux Crown's shining gem. He was kindly. He was your father's friend, and he was in the dream. And so was the Astralin. You remember crying. You remember how afraid you were when the walls started to collapse, the snapping and popping of the fire and the hands that wrapped around you, but they were not your father, so they felt like Dad. They weren't. Not the same, not exactly. Roughly 12 years ago, how old was Priscilla?
12 years. Hold on, I gotta do math. 8?
8-year-old you remembers the intention was to save you from the walls, from the fire. The warehouse, you see, it had a daycare. It even had its own medical unit. This huge, again, decadent array of apartments, rooms interconnected through locking mechanical suites. You were in the daycare. The fire started. You don't know how. You hid under the small table, your favorite one, the biggest one, the brightest one, the one that was covered in stickers and glitter because you made sure the other children listened to you and decorated it for a king. But the hands that drew you from that melted plastic, from the burning nest around you, it reminded you of your father, but it was not. Roll an insight.
That's a 10.
You looked at his face. Because when he pressed you against the chest, there were smooth and hard planes of his super suit, and everything was very dark, and you tried to remember his name, but he stepped into the shadow, and everything around him slowed down. And then he stepped out of the warehouse. A young boy, barely older than you. He put a blanket around you. And his dad, you remember his dad, because his dad said, "Son, take her to the van."
What?
His dad, this blonde boy that lifted you, that helped you stand, his dad was just as blonde, but his smile was dazzling. You remember him. And you remember the Lux Crown guy because his logo on his chest had a huge crown with a circle halo around it. You remember that guy in particular because you were going to take his crown. You remember the sounds. Your little feet crunching over the soggened grass, the wet cement getting into the van, and then the pop pop. And the sound of a body falling. You and the other couple of children that were with you in the van all gasped, but there was no panic. You stepped out of the van and you stood over the broken, twisted body of Lux Crown's shining star. You remember the look, that white shock of bone protruding out of his neck, this spurting blood that was right next to your shoe, and there was a part of you that wanted to slide your shoe forward, but you didn't quite, not yet. But looking at this body, Priscilla, with all of the arrogance of the Valorcrest kings behind you, what was your thought?
Was that father?
Not your dad. Not your dad. But probably someone you would consider an uncle. Your dad's best friend. Who happens to also be his biggest competitor. But this was not the shadowed hands that withdrew you from the daycare. No, that was none of these people. But are there any thoughts that Priscilla would have had that you would like to share or interject into the stream, looking at this broken body of the Lux Crown Biomedical's #1 hero?
Ew.
Ew. The 8-year-old thinks ew. The next sound was something you've never heard before. And this one caused the sweat. This one caused fear. Because it was your father screaming in pain for the very first time in his heroic career. And the voice, you will never forget the voice because it was accented and it says, "So you finally come, King. And you think I'm going to let the rest of you continue your propagation? No, no. It ends now." And you remember the explosion that engulfed the van and the children screaming. But because you had stepped out of the van, you were safe, and your father, with his limb hanging half in his socket, leaped down and grabbed you and said, "Hold on, Daddy. Running away, are you, King? A little bitch. You're a fool if you think I'm going to stop. I know what they're making all of you. I know what they're making all of us." And he holds out his hands, and these shadowed hands, massive replicas of his own, smash into the Astralin and Lux Crown Biomedical Warehouse, and explosions explode and rock the earth beneath your dad, flying though his flight is low because he's injured, Priscilla. He is bleeding on you as he is cradling you against him in the rain. And you remember being so afraid because you'd never seen your father hurt before. You'd never seen someone hurt him or injure him or get him to this point. In the dream, it feels like your daddy is dying. And he isn't flying, he's not going fast and hard like he usually does. He's not breaking the sound barrier, he's barely leaping and gliding. And you're not sure why, because you already picked up your flying wings. You were pushed off the 7th story of a building and you glided down. Sure, you broke your toe, but you were fine. And so you cling to your father, panicked, and the voice continues, and you hear the blonde boy. You hear him scream, and he's shouting for your dad, and your dad stops. And he looks at you, and for a moment, you think your dad's going to go back and save your friend because he's your favorite. He's always nice, he's always smiling, he's always giving you things, and your dad makes a choice to continue fleeing. You hear the boy scream. You hear the voice say, "Ah, so you are what they made. Why don't we see if they can make another one?" And the explosion, the pop of flesh and ichor is wet and sloppy. And the laugh. "Ah, remember my name. Remember my name because I am coming. I am inevitable. And you and your kings, queens, your world is breaking. I am the herald of your end." And you wake up. You wake up as the voice screams his name. The last thing before you woke up was that a flash of sickly green light, followed by a piercing pink, almost like dry bone before it's been bleached. A bone that's been sitting in a pack of blood, pink. That piercing the side of your father's cheek, breaking down his jaw. And the familiar presence, that shadowed creature that pulled the bone knife from your dad's jaw and looked at you with mercy. Looking around your room, Priscilla, you are still panicked, and it is early. And you know that this is not the first time that you have dreamt this dream. This is not the first moment where you have experienced this. But it feels like every time that you do, you forget. After you've been awake a few moments, it slips from your mind, like water off the back of a seal in an endless ocean of thoughts. You can attempt to hold on to it if you would like, or you can do the other. There is a beckoning in your mind, a compulsion to step forward into that ocean, to let these little water ripples, this stream that meant nothing, let it slide from your flesh. What do?
It's just a dream. I'm gonna forget.
It is an abrupt recalibration. And as you wake fully, it was a nightmare, but probably about homework or something stupid. It passes from your mind like wind. Can you describe to us what your room looks like?
The room looks like it came from a dollhouse. It's shockingly pink with lots of frills and bows everywhere. The bed is king size and has a large canopy that will cover the entire mattress when closed. The windows are large and bright, and open since it's the morning. She has some maids that come in to open the windows for her when it's about time to get ready to get up. But she has her own alarm clock in her alarm clock, so she wakes up on her own pretty easily. She is a morning person. Even if she doesn't look it, her hair is quite a mess before it's eventually tamed into her large ringlets, her big old curls. She takes her time with that every morning. She gets up bright and early just to do her hair. It's a moment of comfort as she considers the nightmare, but moves on past it pretty quickly. She sits at her vanity, another large mirror, and contemplates what she's going to do for the rest of the day.
Roll another perception for me.
I lost my mouse. Guys. An 8.
It is early. Earlier than the servants awake to make breakfast, but lucky for you, there's always snacks in the pantry and triple-decked fridge. There's also the training room, which it's early enough, maybe your dad's in. And the training room is an Olympian-sized gym with any and every equipment that you can possibly imagine. Your father, after all, is the only hero that is sponsored by every great house in the city of Lapis. He is the number one over all of them. And even in his common, even in his street clothes, everyone knows him as king.
Because he is the king.
So what do you do? Where do you go?
First, I'm going to raid the pantry, look for something cute, something simple, but mostly cute, because Priscilla is very shallow, even with the things that she eats. And if it doesn't look appealing, then she doesn't want it. So she gets a cute little tart, probably, and then goes to the gym to find her father, see if he's awake and working already.
What's your passive perception? That is 10 plus your perception score.
Okay, 13.
You hear your dad, but he isn't alone. A non-masculine voice is offset, speaking to him.
I'd like to try and eavesdrop, not make myself known immediately.
Roll a stealth and a perception, please.
Okay. This is my stealth. And then perception. The stealth is 16 and perception is 9.
Okay, so you are so quiet, holding your breath even, but try as you might, you cannot hear their conversation. You do have
She's gonna wait.
inspiration, but you do have 5. Everyone has 5 inspirations from the gifted subs. Thank you so much.
That's okay. I don't really want her to hear it, but that's what she was going to try. She's going to wait until she stops hearing the voices. No, she's going to wait a few minutes to see if she stops hearing the voices, and if they tend to stay, or if the unfamiliar one doesn't seem like it's about to leave anytime soon, she will go in.
The conversation does recede after a solid 15 minutes. And then you hear the weight going off, the click of the metal of the weights. Just the sound of it clicking and falling, the bench. Astronomical. how heavy your dad is lifting. You can imagine him on his Astralin industry weight bench, which is made with a engineered polycarbon that just, well, they're working on it stopping a 50 cal bullet. So, you step into the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Your father is pretty close to the doors that you were listening at, off onto the left. And he is chest pressing. The bar is bowing with how much weight he has on it. And he's counting. And then he sets the entire load down when he catches sight of you. Are you in pajamas or are you in your fluffy robe?
Pajamas.
Okay. Your father, to describe him to the audience, he is a colossus man. Heavy brow, huge neck, cords of muscle upon muscle. He looks like he should be in a season of Dragon Ball Z, and he has a permanent angry scowl. This man looks like his etched onto the panes of his classically handsome face is resting bitch bastard face. But he smiles. Oh, good morning, princess. Did you sleep well?
Dani. I think so. I don't remember. I feel like I had a nightmare, but it doesn't matter now. Because you're here.
And you are here. He looks at
Who
you
is
with
here?
a level of pride and a slight smile. This big bulldozer elephant of a man turned into golden retriever at the sight of his child. Ah, Amelia from PR. It seems that your first day at Blackmoat University is going to be documented. But there's nothing that you need to worry about. After all, you are a Valorcrest. Naturally, you will be the best.
She flips her hair. I was like, well, obviously.
Come.
But what if they try to make me look bad?
Break their cameras. Don't worry, Daddy will be there. Let me show you the new vehicle you'll be taking. It hasn't
okay.
even hit the public yet. This is the new Astralin Viper. It's really fancy sports car. And it's in your favorite color, which is
Pink.
pink. Hot pink or pastel?
Pastel.
Okay, pastel pink. The tires' rims are glittery. Actually, with
Glittery rose gold.
Swarovskis. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The interior has real diamonds. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. And lab-grown diamonds. Everything is blingy and glitzy and soft and adorable. Fuzzy covers. The nines.
Can't you have given it a cuter name?
You know what? Yes. What would you like to call it?
Bunny. No, the rabbit. Rabbit is cooler, I think.
Your father walks
Cute and
over
cool.
to a unit, a phone connected to the wall. Surprisingly, the phone is corded. Regardless, he holds it up to his face, presses in a number. You can hear very distantly someone sleepy because it isn't it's crazy early. It's like 3 a.m. early, 4 a.m. early, right? Right in between. It is not a normal wake up hour. And he calls and says, Derek, I need you to get a hold of the Astralin CEO. I don't care how early it is. And the creative director. Patch them in. I said what I said. Have them call me then. And your dad hangs up. He says,
Yay, you're the best.
I know I am. He says, now, Pumpkin, would you like to race?
Yeah.
Okay, he hands you the sparkly keys, and he goes and gets on his motorcycle. And you're gonna drive in the fucking gym that is larger than some neighborhoods in Lapis City. I would like you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. All right. Okay. She did not know that she was going to be driving. She thought she meant flying, but this is fine. Oh gosh. Dexterity saving throw. There it is. Okay. That's a 12.
Okay. Your dad kicks your ass.
I mean, obviously.
But it's the best 2 out of 3. And round and round and round and round. Now, a note for those of you watching at home and those of you at the table, Magi-Knights cannot call on their power save for their contracts and connections with these other world, distant world, outer world beings known as the Heralds. And these worlds grant them crystals in which they use to transform. Not even our number one hero is immune to that fact. After driving around the gym, he then has you do some sets, working out with him, some practice, some stretching, some heavy lifting, and even dance practice. And towards the end of this small training set, 2 hours in all, your father has you go clean up, and the two of you meet across this high sheen, ultra thin. It is an island, a bar, but it counts as your family's table. There are 3 different dining rooms in this huge gymnasium alone. There is another bedroom of yours in the gymnasium, as well as your father. Showers, closets, etc. It's almost in a whole other home, connected through a tunneled bridge that is suspended by pylons. Like a city block. These compartments, these buildings that are just your home. But in this particular one, it's smaller, this table, this bar. And your father has you sit down at it, and you are surprised, but maybe not as surprised as you could be, when the Herald takes a seat, only to slide 2 coffees, at least they look like coffees to you and your dad. This Herald, you've never known her name. You simply called her Herald. But she is the Valor Crest King's Herald. And she is a waif. Thin. Scared looking. Lost. And there's something about her that's always creeped you out. And you kind of recognize today, Priscilla. Her eyes don't reflect the light, and they never have. So after sliding these drinks over, she gets up and she actually begins to make you and your father breakfast. And King says, "Out with it. You're obviously here for a reason." "I'm not here for you." And that dead gaze turns to you. "I'm here for Priscilla." "Well, anything you have to say, Herald, you can say in front of me." Around the Herald's wrist and neck are a solid silver collar. There is no locking. There's no mechanism for a key. They are simply there. I am not here for you, she repeats. I'm here for Priscilla. There is something in her gaze. Something that feels off. Something that feels wrong. Insight check, Priscilla.
Okay. I'm gonna re-roll that one.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, I guess I won't re-roll that one. That's a 9.
With a 9, you're fairly certain she doesn't mean you harm, but with a 9, you also can't guarantee it.
Priscilla looks to her father for like some sense of guidance or comfort.
Whatever you have to say. Some things I have to say are for the Magi-Knight alone. King. And she tilts her head. And there is an authority. And your father doesn't back down to anyone. But to otherworldly creatures of unknown and cosmic capability, that might be where he draws his line, if only for self-preservation. Your father tells you to scream if anything's awry. He's just going to be outside the door.
I'll be okay, Daddy.
He gives you a forehead kiss. Alone with the herald, she returns to making breakfast, and everything descends into an awkward silence. What do you do?
Well, can we just cut to the chase and tell me what you want? She tries to sound as arrogant as her father, but it falters.
The herald says nothing. What are you most afraid of?
What? Why? What? I guess losing my father, but why?
When she turns, she has a plate full of breakfast, many of them your favorites, and sets them down before you. And what will you do if your greatest fear comes to pass?
Well, I'm a king, so I'll stop it.
When the sun sets and the azure night rises, a celebration will be held in the city center. There you will find Destiny. Those dead eyes gaze at you for several heartbeats longer. Her face has no micro expressions. The skin is waxy, placid, unmoving. And then she steps around the bar. Her hands, where the fingers are tipped with claw, and as if they've been dyed, they ombre to black. Remember my words, Priscilla King. And the herald leaves.
She's gonna immediately follow the herald out just to make sure nothing happened to her father, just out of a sense of paranoia.
When you step out into the hall, through the archway, the door, quote unquote, your father was waiting for you. Less than a second, but you do not see the herald. It's as if she simply vanished. Curiously, you also do not see your father.
Dad? She calls out.
There's no response, but everything looks uncannily familiar. Perfect. A string of mundane.
She's gonna kind of try, well, as best as she can considering how big the house is, try and do a runaround of the house to find her father.
You circle. You've been running. And you make it back to the kitchen. The first thing that you notice when you step into the kitchen that you just left, on top of the bar, is a still, warm breakfast. And you are caught, as if by some force, gazing at the meal, and then abruptly... Is everything all right, Princess? Your father. Come. Eat some breakfast. Today's your first day at university. We
What?
want it to be perfect.
But, huh, what? Okay. What?
You look at the clock. An hour had passed. However, you are back at the same moment you spoke to the herald in the first place. And your dad, he claps his hands in front of his big frame. So, what is my princess wearing today? And did
They have this
Princess
ugly uniform.
want the platinum credit card or the purple? Unfortunately, Daddy could not procure the pink one, but he is working on making it so.
The purple will match the uniform, as ugly as it is.
Okay, out of his wallet, there's like a huge array of credit cards and debit cards and cash. And he gives you a grand cash and the purple credit card.
Daddy, the herald was here, right?
This morning, she wanted to talk to me. But she said her piece.
I thought she talked to me?
Did she?
She made you leave.
He tilts his head. I'm right here.
and-
I'm
well,
right
I
before
couldn't
you, my
find-
darling. My shining
Well,
achievement. My perfect little princess.
Yes. Okay. I gotta get ready, I guess.
Don't forget to eat.
I don't know. Ah, yes. She's gonna sit down daintily, start eating her food. She's gonna take her time. She's in no rush, even if whether or not she's late, it doesn't matter.
He says, and don't worry about the Herald. I have been promised by our sponsors at Hollow Vein and Fortune Vale that those that they are working with, the set. And the set is her collar, her cuffs, are in fully functioning order. She is our herald. What he doesn't say is a far more ominous truth, and that she is your herald, whether she wants to be or not.
I suppose that's true. Well, I guess it's nothing to worry about then.
And so you go, and you get ready for your very first day at Blackmoat University, which is a private academy that is set outside of Lapis City. Set apart for a specific purpose of training, rearing, and teaching the future, the heroes, the Magi-Knights that will protect this entire region, the new generation. But you cannot shake, even as you get ready, the odd feeling, the strange, lingering, a taste at the back of your throat, a buzzing in your head, an anxiety that swirls in your chest. Is there anything else you would like to add for the party or chat to know about Priscilla?
No.
Okay. With that, we're going to meanwhile to another player. But first, we're going to take a quick pee-pee break. So don't go anywhere. And we are back. And we are going to meanwhile to Yosef. But before I get to Yosef, I want to ask the party as a whole, do you want to describe your characters now during your session, like your singular session, or when you all see each other, which will be later in the session?
I guess it'd probably be easier to do it when we all see each other.
Okay. Is everyone okay and comfy with that?
Works for me, man. Makes
Okay.
sense.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Totally cool with that.
Perfect. Yosef. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Let's go. Natural 20. First roll. What the fuck? Let's
Okay.
go. +2, so 22.
You wake similar. But you are in a lab. There is a noise between your ears, almost like a tinnitus, but not quite. It's this humming sound, these overlapping voices, multiple of them. Some of these voices are cackling, they're laughing. Some of them are very kind, and some of them are saying the nastiest things. And you have not sat up, you simply have opened your eyes and you are in this white sterile room that has pastel faded blue walls. There's a mechanical beeping and a machine that's monitoring you, and you can sense all of the electricity around you. You can sense it all. All of it is going, all of it is yearning, all of it is connected to you, and you think lab and then hospital comes to mind, but it's lab first. You're not entirely sure why you think that first. There's some sort of hazy recognition. And this headache, God, it's piercing. And you reach up, and when you do, your wrist is stopped. Ka-donk. And you have to squint against the lights and look down, and you are shackled. A black band that is so bright against all of the snowy, white, pristine, clean, astringent hospital room. And this band is like a cuff attaching you to the bed. You check your other arm, your ankles, all of them are. And it is so hazy and weird, and there are thoughts and voices, and they're not all yours. To decipher the voices, you'll have to roll an insight. However, there are voices beyond you. You can hear them from the door. And they sound like they're speaking in haste. They sound like they have worry. You can listen to their conversation, or you can get some introspective perception. Introspective is an insight. Outrospective, which is listening to the conversation happening outside your hospital room, is a perception. Which one would you like to roll?
Well, here's the thing, right? I'm kind of shit at both, but let's get some introspection. How about that?
Okay.
So that's a 15, but -2, 13.
You remember, as you look inward, as you focus on the voices, there are different snapshots of times in your life. One of them, you are very young. You remember your father's diagnosis at Christmas with your siblings, yourself, and everyone was happy. And it's really such a strange memory. Because nothing beyond the mundane was happening in this memory. An exchange of kind words, a hug, a simple gesture, breakfast, laughter. In fact, you have a physical reaction you don't understand. You almost want to throw up as you listen to this memory playing in the migraine, a tumultuous twist happening in your chrome dome. So you shift away. You change to a different voice. You, young man, and you're having a conversation with a woman. She's a representative. She's a biomedical student. In fact, she's training to be a doctor at Lux Crown, and she's inviting you for some trial treatments to test. These supplements are supposed to help you with clarity, focus, and mood stabilization. And the payment isn't bad. It's enough to help. Enough to ease the burden off of your parents. There's something about it that makes the throwing up sensation in that memory change to a rock of pain. And you turn away from that voice. You blot it out so it just sounds like cotton, and there's a different one. And this voice gives you some relief. But you don't understand what it's saying. It's saying, you've got to get out. You've got to get out. Listen to me. Get out. And there's this urge to run. And you feel yourself like shift, like you're trying to get out, but you don't understand why or where you're going or what you're running from, but this voice you trust. There's something about it. And then there's another shift. And this one is a heavily accented voice. Again, you are young. You are young in this almost memory that is causing this huge migraine. And it is screaming. Screaming for someone that you know very well. But you remember it from a different side. You had been tasked with a simple job. You were to drive the van, and then you were to come in through the southern exit, and through there you were to take out a couple of the cultists. That's it. There was only supposed to be a few of them that had breached security. Easy fucking peasy. And on your side was your best friend, Silence. That was his hero name. And God, did he have the most brilliant smile. There was something about Silence that just screamed, you want to fall in love with me. And it didn't matter a person's age. Children loved him. Old folks wanted to be him. Young men and women, they idolized him. But there was something about him that stayed humble. And as you fully introspect with your 13, everything that you are memory, as you fall into this memory, what you are not aware of is that your body begins to seize. And as you begin to, all of the machines around you start to scream. Beep, 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 beep. And outside of your room, the door opens and nurses run in. Oh shit, he's awake. He's awake too soon. Grab the doctor. He's seizing, he's seething. But what you are feeling, Yosef, what you are experiencing is you in Silence walking back into that warehouse. You're walking into that warehouse, and it is raining, pissing rain. And this cheap-ass makes a joke about throwing it back in the rain and the cement being slick enough that he can do a full drop and pop. He's like, I can't believe these assholes. Look at them. Look at this new suit. You were like, you know what? It's fine. The skirt, little weird, but... And he's like, it's part of a toga, okay? But regardless, you wished you never would have let him take point. In this memory, you wish that he never went first, because you remember what it looked like when his ribcage was starch white outside of his suit, outside of his flesh. You remember the sound of it gurgling in that beast, that thing that the cultists had summoned, that had burrowed its way up. And you remember the tamer, that accented voice. King! You and your lackeys! What they made you, what they made us all. Don't worry, I'll end it quick. The last thing before you experienced a change and a shift was holding Silence's face. As his body attempted to breathe, even though his lungs were no longer in his chest. And the look, pulling his goggles off, the look. You don't care if he was already dead and it was simply reaction, but even in his death throes, the way that he looked at you, you mattered. You were somebody to him. You remember what it was like to take his crystal, his soul shard. And you remember this person, this thing, this entity that you met when she set her crooked, extra long jointed fingers on your shoulder and she told you to swallow the shard. She felt like a herald. But she was not the herald you were first introduced to. She was something else. And she told you, swallow it, Yosef. Vil, this is your first big choice. This changes everything I've written for you. Path A or Path B. Did you swallow your friend's soul crystal?
I mean, I would say in
Campaign,
so in honor and want.
Campaign defining choice right here.
So I would say for Yosef, it would be one of those tough decisions that like a part of him would want to keep it, but a part of him would want it to be like a part of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I know how to decide this.
If you roll this, I swear to God. I mean, you do you, but I swear to God.
We keep it.
You don't swallow it, you keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I did roll it, by the way.
Fair. The entity. It gave you the option, quickly disappeared therein. And as you gripped his shard, it turned into this dull, violet black color. There was several explosions, the fire started, the rain turned it into steam, but you could smell the acrid scent of wires melting, of cables gone ruckus, snapping and burning as that beast that gutted your friend broke through walls and barriers like they were nothing. Walls and barriers that could stop just about every kind of explosion. But then again, cultists, these entities that the heralds choose knights to defend the world against are something else. Another defining question for you. As you followed the trail that this thing sowed, do you fight or do you flee?
We fight. We don't flee. We you know, when your boy goes down, you gotta avenge him. Can't let him just go down like a dog like that.
The rest of your memories are vague, different, twisted, an amalgamation of steel, power, magic, teeth, flashes, grenades, guns, more explosions, screaming, pain. The next thing that you remember with any clarity is Silence's face. In the flesh, after you had just watched him be eviscerated, standing before you, cloaked in shadow and nightmare. And he smiled, that dazzling smile. And he finger gunned right next to your temple and said, boom. The force that hit you with that singular whisper was so intense. The gravity pulling you down, burying you in the sub-basement, breaking through feet, layers upon layers of cement and steel and earth. As you lay in the fourth sublayer of this warehouse, broken, staring up at a fisted hole through the world into the rainy sky above, you died. You died there. But you remember the soft hands. They were like a father's. As they lifted you, as they raised you from this perdition, this tomb in the hollow of the world. And the next thing you remember are the beeping machines. Waking up in the hospital. I need you to roll a perception check, please.
I'm gonna spend one inspiration because that was really bad. Usually I don't, but okay, so that was better. 11, but you know, -2, so 9.
When you wake, the headache has receded. The burning sensation that you weren't aware of, but you're aware of now, that happens around your neck. The tense muscles in your neck that were pulling on all of the muscles through your scalp, but especially across your eyebrows and the center of your head, where it originates from. That collar is still. It feels tender. You recognize it for what it is. The room is hazy. Your wrists, your ankles are not bound. And as your vision clears, you come to with a doctor you know well standing over you, smiling, his kindly face smiling. A perfect glass-like smile. Gave us a scare there. How are you feeling?
Like someone ran me fucking over is how it feels.
Well, you'll get that. The cultists were particularly difficult this recent fight. But you managed to subdue them. Do you have any memories about your recent mission? How are we doing with that? The doctor's name comes to mind. This is Dr. Horton. Dr. Joel Emery Horton. You know because you and a particular cat friend, your cat friend mostly, calls him the Dr. Seuss Nightmare.
Is was I with anyone in that out in that time? Where's all silence, eh?
This is the solo mission. Unfortunately, we think that's why you were injured so hard. You've been unconscious for 3 weeks.
It doesn't sound right. I swear to God, I saw his face.
Dr. Horton shines a light in one eye and then the other. Oh, your pupil dilation is decent. Let's get you some water. Can you sit up for me?
I mean, I'm pretty fucking sure I can sit up. Yeah, not a problem. I could do that, and he'll move to just
A
do as he
nurse
says. And
from the opposite side of the doctor moves in. You didn't even see her. And you are stiff. You are sore. And slowly the memory starts coming back as you sit up. As water is pushed in front of you, a tray is slid over that slides across your lap. You're in scrubs. You are very bandaged and bruised. 15 cultists. Movie theater. You remember them summoning this thing. And God, did it wallop you. And then there was something else. The kid with the gun. You were trying to save his ass, and he had no business having a gun, and he shot you twice. When you reach into your belly, you can feel where you've been stitched. Still a little tender, even 3 weeks later. The entire board's impressed with you, Yosef. You managed to subdue them all, and even bring them in before passing out in the lobby. Quite a scare to the civilians, but don't worry, the coverage was very heroic. In fact, I think we've actually saved the recording for you. Carrie, do you mind? And the nurse steps away, and then she hits the button. And you see the face of Hollowvein. Holly Blackmore, the anchor woman. And she starts regaling citizens and other Magi-Knights alike of your very heroic deeds. Your numbers have increased, but I'm just your doctor, so you'll want to ask your sponsor and your PR agent about that. But apparently you're up. The people love you.
I'm gonna be real honest. I don't care about fame, any of that crap. I just want to help people, you know. Just want to make sure everyone's gonna be all right.
Yeah, of course. No, that's completely understandable. If I touch here, you still a little tender, and you find yourself Yeah, okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go get you some prescriptions, and I'm going to also prescribe to you, well, some physical therapy. It just so happens that the physical therapist that we're going to want to see you, well, we're going to want to have you see, she's taken on another gig at a university. But you know what? Maybe I should let your agent handle this. Maybe I shouldn't be the one to deliver the news. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old dog. I only know one trick.
I don't know how I feel about your bedside manner, Doc, but I appreciate you really fucking trying, eh?
You and I know each other very well. Had you in surgery for 8 hours. And he winks, and you're just like, that's creepy. It feels a little creepy. All right, well, I'm going to leave you with Carrie, and if you have any questions, she'll be able to answer them. Carrie looks exhausted. She looks like a middle-aged, exhausted woman. It's good to see our hero back up, ready to get on his feet. Winks. And then he's leaving your hospital room without really ever telling you exactly what happened. just that you're in a coma, that you took on 15 cultists. Literally, Holly Blackmore's news announcement is what he let fill in the blanks. Like his medical professional blanks, she filled in for you. The fact that there was substantial damage to the theater, that there was a fire that was started, that you were thrown through walls, that you were also maybe subsequently drowned because of the flooding, but damage was kept to a minimum and only the theater itself. And you're left alone with Carrie. Is there anything for you? Any roleplay? Anything you'd like to ask her and or say?
My mom, how long was my surgery this time? I know it tends to vary, but I'm just, I'm kind of tired of being put back together like a torn apart doll or something.
8 hours this time. Are you hungry?
Yeah, I'd like some food if there's something I can have. The water's nice, but I feel a tad woozy is all.
No worries. In this fridge over here, there's pudding cups. I'm gonna get you one. I don't want you getting up until you feel like you need to. Also, going to the bathroom might be a little touch and go because of the medications that you're on for the pain. But don't worry. That's what we're here for. So she gives you a little cup, a little plastic cup of medications. She has you sign a paper that you don't read. She's like, here, I need you to sign this. You're like, okay. There's like 5 different pills. One of them is bright orange. You don't know what it does. She says, take this. Eat your pudding cup. And before you ask any questions, or she can go into any details, the door slides open. And in walks your agent. Your representative in the company.
Well, that wasn't too... Well, that was quick. Probably the fastest I've seen you walk in here after the few times I have been here.
I was the first one to be called upon your awakening. But we have some things we need to discuss. Carrie, can you please excuse us? And she slides over a chair. You've been out for a while. And lucky for you, I was able to reach my contacts in Hollowvane, and they whipped up a story. A couple of them. You're lucky I kept you relevant. But that's neither here nor there. I have some bad news for you, and I might as well lay it on you right now. First of all, it's before 5 in the morning on a Monday, which I find disgusting. Second of all, you have an appearance tonight at the Azure Knight ceremony. You will be in your supersuit. So, we are going to need to cover all of those bruises, but I've hired the best makeup artist in the industry, and he will be here, well, tonight. Bad news, Yosef. Your performance. The board is a little displeased. In fact, you've been running at a constant 4th and below this last quarter. And they simply can't have that. So they've they've enrolled you in a couple of courses. Turns out, retired Magi-Knight is back in town, looking to teach. And you're going to take the classes. It'll look really good on your resume, and we can market it. Besides, it's Priscilla King's debut. And everyone's a little on edge. And she is going to be Daddy's heir. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, I'm not that familiar with Priscilla King. I'm drawing a blank here if you want to give me a bit of a refresher.
The brat. King's crotch goblin. The supposedly natural born Magi-Knight. Yeah. Though there's no proof, and those are just rumors. After all, King himself is arrogant. But because she's coming onto the scene, we need to keep our company relevant. We need to keep the face, you, darling, sparkling, bright, fresh.
Well, I mean, I'll do what's necessary, right? Like, whatever's asked, I'll get it done. I'm just kind of shocked the numbers are down since 15 of them. There's quite a bit. I understand there was a lot of collateral and all, but I'm just saying, I feel like it's just tad unfair sometimes, but...
Oh, I know, sweetie. It's hard being in show business, being the face of a company. It sucks. She puts her hand gently on your knee, and you can feel your knee is still pretty sore. I had my contact in Hollow maybe bump the numbers a little bit, because the actual numbers are a little embarrassing. And she just gives you a smile. But it reminds you think vaguely of a crocodile if it could grin.
You know, I'll take the classes. I mean, what do you want me to do in regards to Priscilla King? Like, I understand you want me to be elevated above the debut of some, I guess as you're saying, some punk, right?
Right. Any class that she's in, we want you to be aware of or partake in yourself. We want to use you to gauge maybe the trends that she's into, what she's wearing, what classes and after school courses she takes part of. You know, not necessarily follow her around, but maybe stay ahead of her trend setting. You feel? You vibe?
So you want me essentially to just be in step, if not a step ahead of Priscilla, right?
If you can get higher scores than she can on her tests, that is something worth reporting. After all, Blackmoat University is known for its athletic teams, and all Magi-Knights are sort of, well, studs when it comes to physical education and sports. To put it in layman terms, sweetie, we want you to be better than her.
No, I mean, I could do it. It's no problem. I could be better.
Good.
It's not an issue.
Good.
I got it.
Good. Because if you don't, then your prime contract is going to be terminated and you're going to drop to a secondary Magi-Knight. And you don't want to do that.
No, we don't. I don't want that. No.
Right. But that's what I'm here for. I'm going to help you. We're going to set up this appearance at the Azure Night celebration, and we're going to be glamorous. No one's even going to know. They're not going to know that you're in a coma. In fact, we wrote a story about you helping build houses in Africa. So that's where you've been. I'll have a script for you, don't worry, and like cue cards if anyone asks you any questions, and some postcards that I had shipped in for you of the locations you would have been building houses had you been there. But again, you just focus on the pudding cup right now, okay? And then walking. Both of your legs were broken, but I need you to be able to walk. You've got about 3 hours before your first class at school, okay?
Yeah, not a problem. Just I'll focus on me cup and me meds and
Great.
be your eye out.
All right, here you go, hun. This is your new phone, your new packet, your school uniform, your backpack, and skincare, lip gloss, makeup, etc. These eye drops, they'll help with the bulging in the eyes, so, you know. And she flashes a primly manicured hand towards her own eye. Okay, well, I am off. Toodles. You imagine a crocodile in heels as she clips out of the room. And you are left with a pile of things in the chair that is usually designated for family. There is no family here, just expectations to perform. What's going through your character's mind right now?
I'd say what's going through his mind right now is like genuine confusion, because like he remembers a certain set of events and then he's being told like something completely different happened. So it feels like from he's being given multiple perspectives and he's not sure what to believe in the moment. Just feels a little mentally lost. But he's got pudding, so it can't be that bad.
What flavor is the pudding?
I would imagine it's just like a chocolate swirl or something, maybe vanilla, something that a hospital would have.
Chocolate vanilla caramel. It's pretty good, and it's surprisingly good. But she's only given you 1 cup, and the rest is in that little fridge that you would have to get up out of bed and walk to. You become strikingly aware that you are still hooked up to all of these machines.
Like what kind of like how many like wires are they? Just like patches attached to wires? Are there like some IVs?
Yep. You've got 2 different IVs, one that looks empty but still plugged in. The other one doesn't look like saline. It's like a slight gold color.
He's just going to the one that's empty. He's just going to remove that one.
Okay. And then the rest is just patches and heart monitors and...
Yeah, he just removes the rest of that, but the other IV, he'll just... If it has wheels or anything, he'll just, like, move it with him.
Okay. So your first step's in 3 weeks. And there's a feeling that's kind of oppressive in the room when you're left alone and you finish your pudding cup. It's a little... frightening. It's a little different. I need you to roll a strength saving throw to stand.
Let's see here. Strength. It's only an 8.
You fall. You clatter to the floor. Your legs twisted at strange angles that are sore, but they aren't broken. But God, everything hurts.
It's... God damn it. Luckily no one's here to watch, so no one saw that.
The fridge door slowly opens. It clicks. And inside is a shadow. Baleful little eyes that reflect back at you. And this wet, slurping sound as a pudding cup is tossed at you.
Thanks, I guess.
You're right, fucked, you know that? And another empty pudding cup is tossed at you. And the fact that I had to fucking hide in this piece of shit fridge so that your stupid Miss Marley could come in and be like, oh, fussy, 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 gonna fucking lose your job. Who do they have they're gonna fucking hire? And your cat slips out, walking towards you with spoon and pudding cup upright like a Pokemon.
you want to hand me some of the ones that aren't empty? So
Yeah. This
I
one
could
I've
just
only had
give
like
it-
2 bites in. Open up, choo-choo, try and choo-choo, 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 and he just shoves it into your face. Then he takes a bite. Then he gives you a bite. Then he takes a bite. So I don't know what you're fucking gonna do. I heard the whole thing. And you're a sloppy mess on the floor, and not in a good way. You're right fuck, mate. Do you know how long you've been
seem-
asleep? For fucking ever. There wasn't anyone to clean my fucking litter box. I had to teach myself how to use the toilet. You know how fucking horrible that is? That is not built for my fucking equipment.
But you learned a new skill though,
Dude,
so
I
you
got a
learned
little-
something.
No, fuck you. I got a butthole the size of a pea that doesn't hover over that huge fucking toilet. You know how many times I fell in? Anyways, open up.
What? Just opens his mouth.
Stick some more pudding cup. So what's the plan?
Right.
We gotta go assassinate the new little heir, the King Valacrest.
No one said we gotta assassinate anyone. Fuck's
I know what we
sake.
do. We get some of those pills that they feed you all the time, and we poison her.
I mean, I don't even know what those things fucking do.
Me neither. That's why we tested out on her. Right? Pretty
I don't
soon,
think
maybe
some-
they'll make her fully stupid in the brain. Maybe they'll give her some kind of like cyst that grows in the brain, so she becomes a little stupid, and then you can pass all the tests. Speaking of,
You know,
let me see those
it
packets.
doesn't work.
And he hops up onto the
doesn't
chair,
work like-
and he starts filtering through your shit, backpack, school uniform, all of it falls on the floor. And then he grabs the paper and he's like, "Oh fucking damn! If I had fucking dummies, it would be so much easier, but I don't." Aha! Oh, look at that. Where he's got the little reading glasses, you don't know, but you're holding a new pudding cup that he's giving you with his spoon that he's licked, but whatever. And he's examining these papers, and he says under his breath, "Oh, not bad. Looks like your spread of class isn't too terrible. Besides, they got your human persona or whatever, your student self. Looks like you got a part-time job, huh?" And his little head makes an appearance in the space that is between the floor and the bottom of the hospital bed, and you can see him perfectly squarely framed. "Maybe we'll even get you a boyfriend or a girlfriend, huh? Or a best friend even, because you can't always rely on me, my son. I understood that I birthed you and I held you for 25 months or however long you people are pregnant for. I understand. But
It's 9 months, not 25.
don't correct me, you're
25
bad
would
at
be
math.
abnormal. No, I'm not. I'm good at math. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, count to 33.
Count to that's easy.
No,
It's
it's
not even hard. Yeah,
Oh.
it's easy.
Fuck you, it's difficult. Alright. Anyways, he comes over holding your packet of information, sets it down in front of you on the floor, and then he goes over to the door, presses a couple buttons, and it just makes this hissing sound and says, "Emergency lock engaged." There we go. Now nobody's not gonna fuck with us. Let's make a game plan. So you basically got 3 hours where you gotta learn to walk and shit. And I'm gonna help you.
I mean, I just walked. I'm not a newborn child. I just got fucked up again.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm gonna help you. So, what I'm gonna do, and he takes the pudding cup, is lay this out here, and you're gonna crawl to it, right? Because you gotta crawl before you can walk. You want me to do the little thing that they do to us cats? I got you, okay. Yosef, here you go.
I was-
Kitty, kitty, meow. Come on in.
You're a right cunt sometimes, you know that?
Yeah, I'm also your only friend. Let's go. Get it done.
And he's slowly just gonna like make his way over, crawling since his legs are
Okay.
still sore as shit.
You crawl, you get to it. You're like, yes, I get some pudding because your stomach is starting to wake up. It's gargling, and this little shit slides it further away. Keep crawling. Come on. And
This isn't fair. That's bullshit.
you know
and
what
know
else
it.
isn't fair? I don't get to live out my pirate fantasies. That's not fair. Instead, I'm hijinxed and hooked up with you. That's right. Come on. And he pushes it further away. Keep crawling.
When I get this, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, and you ain't gonna like it.
He puts the pudding cup in his little cat face, and eventually, if you choose to, through sheer force of will and annoyance at your good friend, you will walk. Haltingly and slowly and painfully to get your pudding cup. Constitution saving throw.
Hey, I was good at it last time. Come on. All right, I'm gonna re-roll this, but we're gonna use a different die. This one has just decided to betray me. All right, that's better. 18 plus 3, 21.
Okay. After an hour and a half of this little shit pulling you around by the nose like a dog, and several nurses coming to knock on your door, and them telling you not to panic, that they're getting maintenance, they're not sure why this is on the fritz. Finally, you're able to stand. And the first thing your body's like, we're standing, we got to do this. Take a piss. And by God, is it the most relieving sensation to stand there with limbs that feel like they're barely waking up, but stable. And you can see in the mirror your little shit fuck, your long-haired, fluffy cat curled up. Thank God, you think to yourself, their uniform is dark. Anything else for Yosef before I meanwhile?
No, I think for the most part, he would just, walk around as much as he can to, get his legs to be more limber. And as like the nurses are like trying to bang down door, like, oh, we don't understand, why is that happening? He's just gonna like open the door, clothed, ready to go to make it to this appearance he has to be in 3 hours.
It's school. It's school that you have to be at in 3 hours. And none of the nurses make any comment about your fluffy friend. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break right here because the DM's got to pee. And then we'll come back, and Dani, it's your turn. Hello. All right. We are going to, meanwhile, over to Arca, aka Dani.
Hello.
Hey. This is your first choice. This is a significant choice. It's not campaign defining, but it is very significant. Dani. Do we begin Arca's theme, him waking from a dream, or him having what I like to call a waking nightmare?
Let's go with the waking nightmare. That sounds fun.
Sure is. Everyone in the Astralin family wake early. Arca wakes earliest, hitting a training regimen with his personal trainer and his agent before showering and shifting into, well, the providing big brother. In fact, your guardians have put you in charge of waking your sister, whom all of the servants have kind of, well, they whisper. They've never called her this to her face, but they whisper that she is the goblin that haunts the halls of the Astralin data center, the data center in which you and your sister live, separate from the rest of your family during the school week, at least. Because family, whether they are family of you found family, mentors, or hired nannies, servants that you grew up with, these people are, they're yours, and you are theirs. And the same with your little sister, Mina. But she is, in a lot of ways, opposite you. In fact, There are stories about you being born and sleeping almost immediately, all through the nights, and having to be awoken to be fed, whereas Mina would just scream. So regardless, you are the goblin rouser, or the rabble rouser, so to speak. Regardless, you are walking down the pristine hall that leads to your sister's double-doored bedroom because she insisted on one of the offices becoming her bedroom because of the view. The view actually gazes out onto a park, her favorite, in Lapis City. Though it is distant, these fairgrounds she loves looking at night, and the two of you have whispered and shared several moments sitting on her windowsill, looking out over everything. The world beyond the window. In fact, you are the only one that your sister has ever put down her shield for or around, even those that should be her closest confidants. There is only you. Regardless, there's one distinction between you and Mina. You are a Magi-Knight. She is not. And as you're walking down this narrow hall, I need you to roll an insight check for me.
That will be a 15.
You get these tiny tremors sometime, but you dismiss them. You work out a lot, so sometimes your muscles, they spasm. And it usually starts in your calves or your forearms, and things seize for a moment. They, just for a second. And the feeling descends. It comes over you like a shroud. And your heart palpitates. And it's not something like so overly happens all the time that you feel like you need to tell the family doctors, but it isn't something that you haven't mentioned before. And they checked out, they deemed it was nothing. And so as this comes upon you, there is a liminal feeling, a nostalgia feeling that comes with it, which is very rare. Very rarely do you have these moments. But this one in particular, it's not something so defined in fear and newness that you panic. It's a, oh shit, here we go again. And so as it comes to you, as you tremor for just a moment, I need you to make, oh, you got your insight. What'd you get?
That was a 15.
15. The liminal space, the nostalgia feeling that causes this ache in the center of your chest, in this hallway in particular. There are moments where out of the corner of your eye, sometimes in the dark, you see shadows that move. You've heard the rumors from mostly Mina and maybe some friends on the baseball team about shadow people or dark walkers. Apparently, it's just a thing that haunts Lapis City. But sometimes you see the opposite, and they're lights in the corner of your vision. This one is similar, a light. And you see the outline from your peripheral of a woman who is heavy with child. Just so heavy pregnant. There is a door in this hallway that is always locked. It is said to be a bunch of storage and files and etc. You've only seen in there once, and it's not untrue, but it is always locked. It's just file cases and file cases, and it's a really long room that actually has a spiral staircase, you remember, that goes down. But the peripheral, the image of her, she's standing outside those locked doors. And you hear a phone ring because you got a 15.
Gonna go straight to answering the phone, I guess.
You turn to answer the phone, but you realize you're looking at the outline of this woman, not from your peripheral, but head on. And it is her phone that is ringing, not your own. You have your phone in your hand, and when you look down, it's silent and it's still. This has never happened before where you've seen something play out like this, and the fear starts even as you hear the woman start to sob, and a voice on the other end. And the voice, Vanessa, I'm sorry. He didn't make it. Vanessa, are you there? Vanessa, you shouldn't be alone right now. He wouldn't want you to be alone right now. Vanessa. Do you pull back from this vision, or do you continue watching?
I continue watching.
Perception check.
That's mildly better. That is a 13.
"13 is good enough." She is holding the phone and shaking and says, "This can't be happening." Hand on her belly, "This can't be happening." You see clipped to her outfit, because you're just outright looking, is a name tag, and she's wearing a lab coat. And the name tag says Vanessa Astralin. But you've never heard of a Vanessa? Never. Not in your family. Maybe a distant cousin? Maybe just your headache and weird tremors messing with your brain? The scars on your face begin to itch and tingle a little bit the further you watch this. And she picks up the phone call and she says, "What about Lion? Did he make it?" And the voice says, "Yeah, barely, but he made it. King too. Vanessa, I'm so fucking sorry about Silence. I'm so fucking sorry." And she starts to cry. And she hangs up. And then you watch her in the vision throw open the door, and you hear this hissing sound, and the mechanical lock beep, beep, disengage. The question is, do you follow? Do you go into the archives? Arca.
Arca is going to definitely think for a moment before just looking over to where his sister's room is and just kind of wincing before going into the archives.
The energy shifts in the vision. It's cold. It's stale in here. But it is not dusty. You can see the little machines set up in their own mock balconies that mop, sweep, etc. All of them disengaged. The woman leaves little motes of light as she heads for the back wall, passing the spiral staircase that descend down. What do you do?
Arca's going to follow where she was going. What is in here? Why, I haven't been in this part of the house before, but okay.
You've only ever glanced. And as you turn around to the door, it is closed. You don't know how you got in here, because when you try, it is locked. The keypad is flashing, armed. following the woman in a little trail of light left lingering like footsteps through time and space. She's standing at an empty wall, but you can see, also made of light, she's interacting with a computer, a desk, and she is furiously typing through her tears. Whoever she is calling doesn't answer, and she tries again. And when they don't answer a second time, the energy changes again, and she smashes the phone into the hook and says, "God fucking damn it!" And then the doors bust open behind you. It looks like a SWAT team that pours in, and a man wearing all white, a three-piece suit. "Vanessa, we're not here to hurt you. We just heard about some things and the numbers tanked. We just want to have a conversation." Leaving the phone off the hook, she hides under the desk. Shit. And you watch her as she begins, full pregnant belly dragging on the floor, crawling to the spiral staircase as the SWAT team vets and clears the room. "Vanessa, we know you're in here. The founder just wants to see you. It's not a big deal. You don't gotta worry. It's just a conversation. Come on." I know, this is kind of fast for an insurance thing, but we had an agent on scene, and we confirmed cause of death, and there's just numbers. And you can see the man in white motioning to some of the SWAT team. "Just numbers." What do, Arca?
Arca is going to just watch where he is and try and stay out of sight from wherever a SWAT team would be looking. He's unsure how real any of this is at this moment.
Vanessa crawls to the spiral staircase and starts to descend. She gets about halfway before the man in the white suit grabs a fistful of her hair and yanks her back up. Sorry, don't want to be aggressive, just the SWAT team immediately descend like ravenous hyena. They handcuff her. They put this perfectly uninterrupted silver collar around her neck. In fact, as it seals, there's no entry, there's no lock, there's no key, and it begins to electrocute her, driving her to her knees, and she starts to sweat. And as she begins to sweat and the man in white starts talking to her, you can see where her uniform, her scrubs, her comfortable, overly large scrubs, it looks like at first she pees herself, and then you realize, Arca, that her water broke. And that she has gone into labor due to the duress. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Because this is the first time you can see them as more than just nebulous people made of light. When the man in white lets go of Vanessa's hair and he motions for a SWAT team member to yank her head back, you can see her hair is beautiful tresses of undulating blonde, a variety of color. It goes down to her waist. Her skin is smooth, a dusting of freckles across her nose, which is slightly crooked, probably from being broken. The most interesting look, the most interesting thing about her is the fact that she has this nasty scar that comes across her neck and disappears down in between her breasts. And you can see it because the scrubs, they V a little bit. It looks like a massive weapon of some kind tried to cleave her in half. These silver bracelets are also put around her wrists, and she is hissing. And as she hisses, her eyes, they slit and flash, and fangs descend into her mouth. And the man in white says, "There it is." What'd you get on your roll?
That would be a 13.
you manage not to piss yourself and run with fear. But she is most definitely related to you because she looks exactly like Mina 20 years in the future. And the man in the white suit says, "Your name's not even Vanessa, is it? Is that just something you adapted? Funny. You know, I was always told that your kind manifested as talking animals. Fun to see a human side of you." And she just says, "Fuck you. No, thank you. I draw the line at mothers-to-be. Speaking of, looks like we're gonna have a little guest, huh? And the founder would definitely like to meet you both." And she is hauled away, kicking and screaming. A bag and a muzzle are put over her head and her mouth. And you come to with a bang, 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 bang. Arca!
What?
Are you in there? Hey! In it! Unlock the door! You're lucky I found you! Do you know how much trouble you're gonna be in?
Arca's just gonna slowly get up and go to the door. Is he still in the archives?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just going to kind of just slowly open the door before just smiling like he is trying to pretend like he didn't do anything weird.
You are surprised that you know the code. Your thumb, it's muscle memory. Beep, 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 and it unlocks for you. Your sister has her hands on her hips and doesn't question the fact that you have the archive code memorized. Do you know how late we are? Do you know who failed? Not me.
Let me check.
I didn't fail. I'm not late. But you're gonna have to drive me to school, which is gonna make you late because you didn't wake me up.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Forgive me, princess.
You're forgiven. Here.
There is breakfast for you in the kitchen.
Yeah, I already ate it. Terrorized the cook too, asking you. Made him cry even though I didn't mean to. It's not my fault. I just asked him what happened to the tooth gap. I didn't know he was sensitive about his teeth. Here, I stole you some toast. I already put cinnamon on it. I didn't use butter. I used vegetable oil this time, but I liked the way it tasted.
Remind me to actually teach you how to cook at some point, because
I got all I need.
What is this?
Air fryer and microwave, baby.
This is why I have to cook for you all the time.
I mean, your cooking's a lot better than mine, yes, but the vegetable oil isn't bad. Taste it.
He's going to take the most tentative bite of this.
It's not that good. Nope.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's go. You gotta get to school.
So about that, I'm gonna be late, so I already called out with the voice modulator. She gives you finger guns, so I'm just gonna hang out with you. After all, you're gonna take me to the Magi-Knight celebration, and Priscilla King is gonna be at the university today, and I want to see her in person. I swear to God, I'm taller than her.
God, are we really gonna have to deal with that? Do
Yeah.
you know, I heard this morning, apparently they're already calling to change the name of that fucking car.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, I did hear the servants talking about that at breakfast. Apparently want to name it Bunny. Lame.
I can never understand them.
I just want to see if she's as stuck up as, everybody says she is.
I mean, you know who she is. She probably is already.
Well, maybe she just needs friends. Maybe she's lonely. Maybe she's not a sec up. I don't know. But if she is, I'm going to fight her in a Wendy's parking lot. So I'm going to go to school with you. Speaking of, the two of you have been walking. You get to one of the main foyers. Why are you in the archives?
Don't worry about it. I was trying to find some file for my school report stuff.
You already have homework? You haven't even done a first day in class.
Not a homework report, like to make sure they have all the information that I need.
Are our birth certificates in there? Because I would love to see that shit.
I didn't see them in there, but
So is it true that there's little robots that hang out in there that clean everything?
are there?
There are, yes.
I mean, like, they kind of look like weird little broom things, but yeah.
You need to get me one. I need you
I'll
to
see what I can do.
just liberate me one, and then I can finish my Roomba collection. Oh, speaking of, check this out. I'd like to introduce my perfect little new fluffy baby titled the Viper after our car, Pocket Roomba. And it is a Roomba with legs and arms that's maybe 6 inches tall in total.
Oh my god, it's so tiny.
Yeah. Its whole job is to clean out your backpack and pocket lint, not to mention your pencil shavings. In fact, it converts them into energy in a flashlight. See, I'll show you. And she takes a pencil out of her pocket, puts it in, and the Roomba makes this egregious, like, horrible sound. And then there's the smell of burning wood and maybe egg farts. And then the light on its little Roomba face turns on. See? I mean, I still have a little bit to go, but it's pretty much perfect.
Sounds like you have an entire wood chipper in your pocket. That's horrible.
I get it. I'm working on the silencing thing. But yeah,
Hey,
pocket Roomba.
for what it is, first attempt, you're doing pretty good.
Thanks. This one's for you, by the way.
I don't think the school will allow that, but
Oh, why do they have metal detectors? And at this point, you've walked past the kitchens. You're headed towards the garages. I mean, what are they gonna do? It's a whole school full of, like, basically superheroes, which I know. People don't actually know who you are. They just know that you're a superhero. I understand. That's why it's outside of town. I understand. But, like, really, what's the pocket Roomba gonna do? Why would they have metal detectors when they have someone who could literally pick up a yacht and throw it at someone else? Doesn't make any sense.
I actually don't know if I have metal detectors. And look, if they are, fuck, family probably makes them, so we can probably get past them with a code.
You are thinking like an Astralin! Always ahead, always forward. And
I have my moments.
one of your servants, head butler, doesn't usually do a lot of the cleaning but manages other people and is like, young master, young lady, will you be eating out or will you, and he's chasing after you because you're headed to the garages, or would you like a lunch given to you?
I'll be eating there, thank you.
What he said. I thought you were feeling unwell today, little miss. Why are you in a uniform? I just wanted to wear it because it's our first day. I'm just walking Arca to the car, and then I'll go back to bed. Oh, of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Arca's gonna pull the butler aside and just kind of look him in the eyes and be like, I'm taking care of it. You don't want her to stay here all day on her own, do you?
Roll a persuasion with advantage.
That is a dirty 20.
He licks his lips, looks at your sister, who's examining her fingernails, and playing as well with her pet Roomba. He clears his throat. Of course, young master, of course. So you are aware, this missive just came in for you this morning, but I did not see you at breakfast. Are you well? Truly.
I'm fine. My training took a while this morning, and I decided, look, I'm just gonna sign one of the power bars or something.
Ah, of course, of course. And he hands you the schedule. This is the itinerary from your Astralin agent, who usually just emails you messages or faxes, believe it or not. And this fax it details that you are to be in full costume. You are making an appearance with another hero. You are going to be ribbon cutting to open Azure Knights and its whole celebration downtown in Lapis City.
Right. Mina,
What?
you're gonna go to the thing tonight, yeah?
Yeah.
Family pride, come on, you're gonna step up for it. Look, you're gonna have to drive with someone else to that. I have to get there in costume.
Why?
Because a hero's job is never done. That's
Can't
what Dad
I just
always
take
said,
a
right?
goober? She throws herself to the floor. I don't want to drive with anybody else. Come on, I'll wear a mask. Just let me drive with you. Please.
No, and that's final.
Why? Just put me in the trunk. No one has to know.
Yeah, because that'll look really good for a hero to have.
They'll drop you off on the red carpet. They'll drive around the buildings. They'll let me out. It's perfect. It's easy. Come on. We can take the Audi that has the super tinted windows. Please.
No.
Please.
Look, I'm letting you do this today with school. Just give me this one at least, then.
Fine. But only if you promise to introduce me to Priscilla King.
Fuck, do I have to?
Yes! Or I'm going to show up in your trunk anyways, or I'm going to put a fuck ton of pocket Roombas in there and make sure they all explode and smell like fart gas. You want to smell like fart gas for your big red carpet debut?
No, I will not. So I will introduce you to fucking Priscilla King.
She straightens. Perfect. Brushes out her little uniform, which is one of your uniforms for your university, and she skips to the garages. And the butler is, haha, good luck with that, young master. Quite spirited, a young lady. Quite spirited.
Yeah, that's the word for it. Right. And he just kind of gives him a little, like, two-finger just salute before heading over to the garages.
The typical driver is not in the garages, because usually there's always someone stationed in here. Probably because your sister scared him off. You can smell the lingering edges of eggs and beef stroganoff in the air. Your sister is standing by the new pink Viper. This one is a hot pink. And she's bouncing on her feet. This one, 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 this one. Huh? Huh?
And Arca's just going to walk over to the door next to her and open it up for her
She gets in. Yes!
before getting into the driver's seat himself.
I didn't know why this was pulled in, yesterday, and now I do. The whole business with the calling and changing its name to Bunny, which is so fucking ridiculous, but also really, really iconic. And I mean, Priscilla, why should anyone idolize her? Like, whatever. Whoa, crazy.
Look, we are going to have the only Astrolin Viper here. I'm not changing what they already put on the car. Besides, now it'll be a collector's piece.
Exactly.
Congrats.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, it's not cool. But she is bouncing, vibrating with excitement to meet Priscilla. As you crawl into the driver's seat. I need you to roll me one more insight.
Well, that one wasn't great, but that is an 11.
There is a lingering, strange feeling. Because unlike the others so far, you remember distinctly everything from the waking vision, that waking nightmare, even though the nightmare was not your own. In the rear view, as the corp gets smaller, as you drive towards the suburban outcropping Air University is located on for your very first day, you get the feeling that that's not the last time you're going to see Vanessa Astrolin or the man in the white suit, who is vaguely familiar. We're going to take a BRB bathroom break right here before we meanwhile over to Izeal. And we are back. Meanwhiling over to Izeal. Izeal,
Yes.
I need you to roll a perception check.
A perception check.
Yes,
Give me a
please.
second. 21.
You also have a choice that defines a little bit. It's not campaign defining, like I was like, Vil. But this is significant. And that is nightmare or here and now. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Here now.
You wake hazy. You don't remember what you were dreaming. You're a little sweaty, but it's nothing new. The gentle knock is a very light rapping. Click, click, click. As if whoever is knocking doesn't actually wish to wake you. When you check your alarm clock, it is 4 a.m. Early.
Come in.
Your door opens, and to set the scene, you are not in anything grand. You're not in a room that is decadent or super rich. In fact, you are in an apartment that you pay for, mostly through a lot of your luck and online gambling, for you and your sister. Your sister who is just starting her high school career today, but in her shoes, you are just starting at university. University for Magi-Knight. And it is your sister stepping in that shy, trying to be very small way of hers that moves into the dark of your room. Izeal? Hey.
Hey, what is... Did you have a nightmare?
Same one. Yeah. Can I just, sit with you or read my book in your chair?
Yes, come over here.
She actually moves like a little ghost. Tip, tip, tip. She is small for her age, often getting mistaken for a 12-year-old. But regardless, she's never rude when she corrects individuals. In fact, she's never loud. She is as she has always been, as sweet as sugar, and painfully awkward. But as she sits next to you, you can feel that she's trembling, and she's the one to initiate the hug.
He hugs her back, directly embracing her, saying, tapping on their shoulder, "It's fine. I'm here."
I didn't think there was... It was the same... Well, and you know the dream she's talking of. When it takes her several moments to come back to herself so that she can sit by you, and she expresses the same dream, the drowning, the flame, the shadowy hands that pull her up out of the water. But you know for a fact that she was never made to meet a herald like you were. She was never pushed to the brink. You saw to it that she wasn't. You made a deal. Whatever your father wanted, he would have, as long as he spared her. And so far, he's upheld that end of the bargain. And then I woke up, and I thought I heard someone tapping on my window, but I ran and just came here. Do you think you could go look at my room for me?
Yes, naturally.
I know that's a really stupid request. If you could make sure there's nothing under the bed, or, I know I'm like supposed to be a teenager now and going to high school, but
Hey, look at me. It's fine to be scared. One day, you will be able to fight against anything. But now you can rest on my shoulders.
I just want to be cool like you.
In time, he pets her head, takes on the hand and walks with her to her room.
Moving down the short hallway to her room. I need you to roll a perception check, please.
19, that's 23.
It gets cold. And the shadows are thicker and darker. The dense carpet, like the kind that you would find in a hotel under your bare feet, feels frigid. Almost as if you were stepping out onto the snowy January concrete outside. Instinctually, you let go of your sister's hand, and she instinctually steps away because she is afraid. Something unseen, but no less valid in its existence and its viscosity, is lurking just beyond the cracked door in your sister's room.
Can I do mysticism to check?
Roll it.
Feel what it is? Okay, that's a +5. That's, what is this, a 19?
Mhm.
Yeah, 24.
Very delicately, you push open the old door. Her room is neat, tidy, and girlish. Ribbons and bows, but not in surplus. Something was here. Something that moved through the shadows, something that felt and feels like an elsewhere cultist. But it is no longer here.
Does it feel human?
No, but it does feel like with your role you could track it. If its aura if its essence that it's left behind is just as thick as in her room, you could haunt it. You just can't be late for university. Or, you remember, this morning, a meeting with your father.
He is angry at the moment and concerned a lot, especially letting her alone at that moment. He decides to stay with her rather than following it, but he tries to remember this kind of energy pattern.
Okay? Roll another mysticism.
Yes. 15. Wait, no. Mysticism 5, 16.
Okay? Hold on to that. Hold on, and I'll explain what you learn after that. But before you actually move into her room and get looking, your little sister says, I'm just crazy, right? There's not actually anything there.
It is fine. I don't feel anything weird. He tries to lie to her.
Roll a deception.
And I have a deception of... Give me a second. Deception, mysticism, inside. Deception is +5. Okay, good. 17.
She believes you.
But you can't today stay with me. That's completely fine. What else am I here as your brother?
Her eyebrows lift, disappearing into her little bangs. You mean I don't have to face day one at a brand new school?
Excuse me? What do you mean with A1?
If I get to hang out with you, then maybe we could go to the arcade or the ice skating rink?
Ah. Sure, if we have some time. I have to talk in the morning with father and some school to do, but I may find a window.
You mention your dad and her face darkens a little bit. Right. I think I'm gonna go make us breakfast. Do you want some cereal and some eggs?
Some eggs, please.
Got it. She avoids her room. Even though she's still in her night shirt and shorts, which are big and frilly over her small frame, she goes out of her way, you notice, but you turn back to the matters at hand and you walk about her room. There is a window, and the window is the kind that you slide up, but hers doesn't stay. So there is a cut piece of wood that you prop up, because her window slides down all the time. But when you look, Iziel, you find that the window is about an inch from the seal, without any assistance, as if held aloft by some unseen force. And when you examine it, there's a distinct taste. You can feel it. Almost a scent. It's so intense. Like cherries and cinnamon. And it's in the back of your throat. Like an almost taste. Now imagine those flavors if they were a little rotten. Pungent. Sharp. And your gaze catches a flickering movement down below. And you see this tall, lanky woman out for a walk. Her hair is long and dark, and you catch around her wrists a flash of silver. She pauses only long enough to look up at you, and you look away, unless you make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, dirty 20.
You look away only briefly, but only because her gaze is unnerving. Like black pits ripped open in the upper part of her skull. There is no reflection of light in the gaze, but she sees you, make no doubt of that. And she gives you a nod of recognition, like two strangers passing each other and walking. What do you do, if anything?
He feels feeling of dread. He looks serious. He takes a deep breath and he nods to and hopes that that figure goes away.
You watch her as she trails to stand underneath a lamp that is still lit because it is dark. It is between 4 and 5 a.m. and it is snowing. Just tiny flurries on this January morning. But around her, the light cast in that cone of buttery glow, it warps. Like the light itself is undulating and eddying around the shadows that possess her. But she doesn't feel like a cultist. But neither does she feel entirely human.
Do I have a feeling that that individual was in the room?
No, you don't think she was the one in the room, but you think she's interested in whatever was in the room as well as you.
He is suddenly angry over this scenario and preoccupied. It will stress him.
What is curious to you, Iziel, is she doesn't leave from underneath that lamplight. She stops, waiting, and turns to look at you from over her shoulder, waiting. And then she beckons you with long fingers.
By beckons, you mean like palm open?
Mm-hmm. Curling the fingers as if come. So the choice is yours. You can hear your sister cooking breakfast in the small kitchen that you share. Or
Ale.
you can head downstairs. Up to you.
He will go. He knows of the threat, but he knows at the same time his sister would actually be dead right away. There's someone there. They are not for his sister. They are there for him, and he's going to out there. It is an invitation or a trap, and he's going to find out what it is.
So does he get dressed or does he go out in his pajamas?
He just gets a coat and shoes.
Your sister calls, "Where are you going? Are you okay?"
Sorry, I need to go outside for a moment. I need some fresh air. I need to clear my mind a bit, okay? Stay here.
Sure.
Okay? Stay in the kitchen, have your breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, you're not smoking again, are you?
I'm not smoking.
Good.
I have quit smoking.
Good.
If I would be smoking, I would have a deeper voice.
I think your voice is fine. She just shrugs.
Have fun cooking. I'll be back soon. He leaves the house.
The woman is waiting for you.
He approaches her, tries to inspect her again with his eyes.
She's looks human, other than the uninterrupted silver collar around her neck and her wrists. Those are strange.
He has a feeling that those are shackles. He goes up front to her and wants to have a chat.
Before you speak to her, she begins to speak. She reaches up to flick something off of her face, and you notice that there's an extra knuckle on her fingers, which is quite terrifying and gives you pause. Especially the fact that they look like they've been dipped in black. She says, "Greetings, Harold."
Harold. Me.
She smiles. Magi-Knight.
And you? You know who I am, but who are you?
I am of no consequence. But you are going to have quite a date with consequence. And then she holds out this small mirror compact towards you. Where she pulled it from, you aren't sure. But it's a pastel color. And it has a rather cute rabbit, squirrel, weasel, raccoon picture on it.
Sorry for a moment. I didn't understand what exactly that is because I don't know what that item is in English.
It's like a compact mirror, like a little mirror that you open and fold
Ah,
close.
for makeup and stuff like that.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
And she holds it out to you. But it's just a mirror, no makeup.
Okay. Is this perhaps from the sister?
You don't know.
He looks into the mirror. Does anything happen?
Seems,
Why you holding it?
Seems normal.
Is she trying to reach it out to me?
Mm-hmm. She's trying to give it to you.
He takes it. What are you planning?
We are rarely prepared for what destiny has in store.
You believe in destiny? Are you not free from fate?
Only the mirror that reflects the soul inside can speak truly to here, there, and elsewhere. And she turns and begins to walk away.
I try to see the reflection of that individual with the mirror. If I can spot something.
As you twist to use the tiny compact mirror to see her retreating form, in its place is simply walking upright purple and black fire.
He is in shock. He keeps the mirror for himself and will go back.
Okay, you're holding the mirror. You turn to head back. You turn to close the mirror. And as you do, you're surprised when the front door, the gate to your apartment opens. You're also surprised that the sun has risen. You're surprised by a lot of things, but your sister is there. And she's fully dressed. It looks like she's showered. It looks like she's panicking a little bit. And when she sees you, she's like, "I seal. You aren't answering your phone. You've been vanished for like an hour. God. Your ping said that you were that you walked to the gas station. So I was just about to walk there to find you. Are you okay?" Roll a perception.
I'm good. Perception, okay. Give me a second. 20 plus 4, 22.
In the mirror, You catch a glimpse of a reflection around your sister, and it is brightly colored and sparkled. And when you double take, because you think in your peripheral it is her as a Magi-Knight, and then you look again and it's just her in her peacoat. And she's moved up to you, and you close the mirror and pocket it before she gets there because that reflection was strange. And she says, I covered for you for Dad. You've got to hurry. I guess he wants to see us both, or he's sending a car, but he didn't sound happy. I think he's kind of mad because we're late. But I didn't want anything bad to happen to you again. So I said that we were already almost there, but that we were taking an Uber. And anyways, we need to get to the gas station now. And you are still in your pajamas, only in a coat and shoes. The car will be there in like a minute to pick us up.
He rushes up to this room, picks just his bag, and takes some t-shirt and pants into the bag so he can change in the car.
Okay. Roll a strength saving throw to run.
Oh, strange. Oops. Oh. Maybe I should forfeit this roll right away. Well, that's bad.
All right, you slip and sprain your ankle, and you are late. In fact, you are like half an hour late to meet your dad, and well, you practically fall into his office down at the casino. You entered the side entrance, which is like the worker entrance of the casino. So it's like you see all like the back warehouse where the slot machines are getting fixed, where a lot of workers take breaks. And then there's this big steel staircase that leads up to the steel balcony that is all two-way or one-way mirror. It's your dad's office. And as you fall in, he is frowning deeply. Hector immediately dismisses your sister and everyone else in the room, so it is only you and him.
Seems serious.
I am.
For what have you called me, father?
You're late. Not only are you late, but you have any fucking idea what day it is.
Today's a big event. The daughter of the king, isn't she kind of debuting today?
She's going to be at your university today. And you are bearing the weight of this entire family on your shoulder, and you're late. It's your responsibility to make sure that none of us look stupid. Who do you think we want to win the sponsorship bid, Fortune Vale? I know that you're a mama's boy, but it's time to man up, Azil. And if you don't want me to ship your sister off to a different academy outside of Lapis, you're going to do exactly what I tell you. Now sit down.
He sits down.
You are going to make friends with Little Miss King. Do you understand me? You are going to be so close with her that she invites you home. I don't care how you make this happen, but you have only the first quarter to do it. I want her eating out of your palm. We need those sponsorships. You want your sister to stay in Lapis. You want her to stay at Frost Peak. You want the company and all of its employees to stay exactly where they are and comfortable. Innocent people, Azil. Common men and women just working. I need you to be her bestie. You hear me? And he gets really close to your
Okay,
ear.
you will get me to that.
And
But I need resources. I need more than just the shabby place I have to show out the next queen of all the Magi-Knights. I need more resources. I need you to back me up. This shit. Just this morning, there was an attacker in my freaking apartment. I need to relocate. I need new base.
good.
Shit
You
is
and
kind
your
of
sister-
fuming around.
You and your sister can come home. And he grins. Which means you'll be staying at the old casino, which is glitzy. It is glam. It is old money, old blood. In fact, it is somewhere that a few years ago King endorsed, which drove up sales, resources, etc. But it does put you under your dad's thumb.
You said he's your man up? I choose where we go.
Non-negotiable. You fucking come home. You want resources? You're coming home. Those are the resources I have to give. Or we do the second option. And I make a phone call, and your sister doesn't get to stay with you.
Fine. Have it your way.
He slides some papers in front of you. You're gonna have a new agent. Apparently, you'll be working closely with another Magi-Knight. Lux Crown is in your mother's honor, and he seems exhausted by this. They've reached out for a PR Heroes Save the Day camp.
Who is that?
He just motions. As you look through the papers, you see the name Lionheart. And you know who that is. Top performer from Lux Crown Biomedical.
Takes the paper.
Apparently, there's a new rising Magi-Knight as well. But I guess she's not agented, so. But you'll find some information on her in the back page. She's been invited, apparently, through a media-wide... Regardless. You have a secondary job, and he's gonna finally sit across from you. All that intensity has bled away since you agreed to move back in with him. And you agreed to do this thing and become Priscilla's best friend. Says this other Magi-Knight we don't know.
He points something out. When I'm done, Priscilla, you will have to promise me to give me enough for me and my sister to give her what she actually deserves to grow up properly.
Then you have to ensure that this company thrives.
I will.
Deal.
Every dirty trick counts.
He grins.
And what you have told me back then when I was very young.
You're learning. You're gonna need it if you're going to play the game. Look, this new champion that's been invited, this new Magi-Knight, apparently she goes by the name Charades. She's not backed by an agent. There is rumor that she's someone at university. Maybe a new transfer. Maybe an old knight re-kitted out. We don't know. But that is your second job. You're going to find out who Charades is. And you're going to introduce her to our PR team. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
She's-
Any other information?
On her, not a lot. But I do have this video. And he turns around his tablet and he shows you the image of this masked Magi-Knight fighting like a brawler, taking on men 3 times her size. Apparently, she is Hollowvane's sweetheart, and by that I mean the people. But I've reached out to my contacts. They don't know who the fuck she is.
Yeah, what was the name again?
Charades.
Charades.
Your
Okay.
priority, though, is Priscilla King. Any media of you with her is going to look good. When she shows up on campus and you cannot be late, you need to be seen with her. I mean, pictures taken. I mean, rumors flying.
Sure.
Good.
Just wait.
Good. And then secondary. Charades. I want her on our team. Fortune Vale. Get us on the board, finally.
We have to see what we can offer her. Money shouldn't be the problem,
Shouldn't
right?
be. Shouldn't be. But it is. Now get out of here.
Farewell, father. He walks out, and when he goes out, first thing he is looking for is his sister.
You spot her almost immediately because she stands out so significantly. She's over by the coffee machine talking to a couple of employees. They're dressed in penguin suits and vests like they're about to go out and run blackjack tables. One girl throws her head back, cackling at something your sister has said, and she's blushing, waving her arms, and you can just hear her. Even though you can't hear her voice, you can just imagine she's saying, "That's not how I meant it. That's not how I meant it." She is so sweet. In this world of chrome and lies. Litigated fortune.
She's in trouble now.
She seems to know these people well. She doesn't seem like she's in danger or stressed or worried, just a little embarrassed by something she said getting taken out of context, which happens to her often.
We go to them and go, "Hey, I made you wait. What's going on?"
Huh? Oh, it's fine. The worker says, "Oh my god, you should have heard her. You know what she said?" No, don't repeat it. This girl basically
Calm
made a dick
down,
joke without
sir.
even planning to make a dick joke. You know what she told me I should do? That I should grab his chips and shake them. And that's not how I meant it. I actually meant like the poker chips. Yeah, darling. We know exactly what you mean, and you're okay. You're all right. I'm not even old enough to make those jokes. You're right, but I am. I'm old enough for the both of us, and I thought it was funny. You're fine. So, how'd it go up there with the big man?
As always, you know how stern he is.
Oh,
And-
right. Yeah, meaning you were almost fired too? Being his blood isn't enough? Don't meet the quota,
His
you're
blood.
out.
Correctly, if you don't meet the quota. So, keep up.
Hey, I heard a rumor about
What?
a fancy university that your daddy got you into. Is it true that Priscilla King, the Magi-Knight's gonna be at that university?
Why is interested about?
Well, I
Priscilla
mean,
King?
I know that everybody's actually like all secret and stuff, and we don't actually know anybody's like true identity. But I've had my questions about little Izeal. But again, won't ask, won't tell. You know how King is. He's just like, "This is who I am," haha, kind of like that Iron Man guy. Ugh, Tony is so handsome. I digress. I was just wondering if you could snap me a photo I could give you the number. You see, my kid loves King. Been a fan of him. Got the action figure. We went to his movie. You know how they had a crossover with Bluey and King? Yeah, my kid loves it. Do you think you could get a photo?
If I find him in a good mood, I will ask him.
You are a lifesaver and a peach. You know what? Best of luck at your university. I know what it's like when, like, actually, I don't know what it's like. I can imagine what it's like when basically a Hollywood star shows up. If you need anything, I have a really good recipe for something that'll make you forget everything, you know what I mean? And she winks. My brother doesn't drink. It's a gamble. Of course he will do it. Right?
We shall see. We shall see. I won't drink. I won't do anything like stuff. But let me say, if you can brew something good, you can make good friends.
She winks. Well, then blessed be, friend, and good luck. And let me give you my number really quick, just in case you actually get that photo. My kid would lose it.
Sure, no problem.
All right, so you hand over her number. She puts her name in as Kelly, Kelli, and she heads out to work after giving your sister a little squeeze. And she isn't like a well-known friend of yours, but she does seem to know your sister quite well.
Good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that she has someone. I tried to explain to her now that stuff will be changing, with lifestyle, time-wise and money-wise. That is not the best, but that we will be back to living here.
What? Here? With Dad?
I know it's stressful. It's depressive even so sometimes. That old man has lost his soul a long time ago. But I think I can do this for you. So it's just some time.
You shouldn't have to, is the thing. Like, and she looks up to that one-way mirror on its big metal. It almost is like she's looking up at a throne or an iron kingdom, the balcony, that metal balcony that leads to your father's door. And she looks like she could be sick. I'm sorry, I'm not very strong.
That's fine, that's fine. He takes her. He kneels a bit down, takes on the shoulders. It's so but delicately. It's fine, okay? We need to endure this.
Why?
I have something going on.
Why do we
and
have
when
to
I'm
do
done-
this? What is he gonna make you do? Are you gonna be in danger
Actually-
again?
No, actually, he wants me to have a girlfriend.
What?
Yes. Yes. Kinda. That's a summary of the entire story. It's a bit wild.
Our dad is gonna pimp you out, and that's where we're gonna meanwhile over to our next player. But before that, we'll take a short break. And we are back. And we meanwhile to our final member, Tony, aka Betty. Betty, I need you to take your D20 and roll a perception, which is a skill on your character sheet.
13.
It is late for you, but it is late in the way that you just got off work. 3 a.m. in the morning. Exhaustion is tugging at your eyes, but you feel awake, despite the stinging of tired trying to bring you asunder, because you have just won $3,000 in cash, even though your knees, your ankles, your knuckles, and your jaw all hurt. Your eye is probably also going to be a little bit swollen for your first day of school that happens in T minus maybe less than 5-6 hours. But regardless, you are going to be living the high life for a little while. No more ramen for you. Actual noodles. If you want ramen, you can go out and get authentic stuff anytime you want. Heck, if you want any kind of Asian food, Mexican food, you could hit up Little Tino's or head to downtown Little Asia. You can do that shit if you want to, because you've got the cash. And you don't have to rely on anyone else, which is kind of a liberating feeling despite your outward appearance. And so you are trekking on the cold cement, bundled tight, body sore, tired, but buzzing with your winds, the energy of it. But you're not alone. Usually, a girl like you would be... It would be a little uncouth for her to walk this side of downtown by herself. But knowing what you can do, despite your mousy and minimal appearance, and the fact that your companion, though annoying and a little loud, you're unafraid. Usually you would be, but you won. And you've been training for this for months. And tonight, to set up their own Azure Night party, you've made it. You've made it into the finals. And if you're lucky, you'll win that too, which the pot is $10,000. And you will pay off the tiny shit rink that you are sleeping in now. This area of downtown is filled with very old buildings, but all of them are stuffed to the gills with people. Apartments, condos. There's a whole walk, which is like 2 city blocks of just shop front stores. That's the bougier side. Literally a block from there, that's where you stay. Funnily enough, it's condemned, but the electricity still works. Thanks to a homie that you know. It's an abandoned skate rink. Though the old Zambino operator used to live there in an apartment that was connected to the back of the whole rink. And the rink is not large. It's small. It's a rinky-dink, if you would. In fact, that's what it used to be called. And your ally, your companion who's walking with you, fucking loves the name. Rinky-dink? Come on, there's not a better name. And you've been, blessedly alone. Blessedly not getting your ear talked off, yapping. But that's only because there's been people. Lapis City is very busy. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people in this city. And with other people around, your friend never makes himself known. But the moment that you turn down your street, which is past that road of shopfront stores, he clears his throat. And I know I said that he was going to sound one way, but welcome to DMing and surprise adjustments. But he clears his throat. Are we actually alone now?
As far as I know.
Fuck yeah! You did so good! I'm so proud of you for breaking that guy's nose and ripping out of his eye!
You did not, in fact, rip out anyone's eye. You just punched it enough that the orbital bone broke and there is blood in the ring.
Sure, that's what happened.
we should stop at the theater and get some popcorn to celebrate.
Extra butter?
Extra butter. That's right. Unfortunately, it's pretty late, so we're gonna have to break it. But that shouldn't be a problem for you, right?
Not a problem at all.
That's what I thought. Because you're the dopest, most badassery, awesome person in the whole planet who just so happens to be your family's biggest disappointment and failure.
You have to remind me every time?
Every time. Yep. They hate you. It's okay. You're not alone.
I doubt they even know I'm still around.
They probably know more than you realize. They probably go out of their way to cover up stories, especially some of your hero stuff. But did you see that new TikTok? It was you, baby.
He pulls out your phone, though how an eel/danger noodle can do that, you don't know. But his serpentine little body wraps around your phone and shows you some of your Magi-Knight work.
Look how cool you are.
The way... There's something odd about this. And your perception cues in, and you look at the username with your 13. The username on this account that's playing the video, because this video also has a little tag of who posted it. It's Danger Noodle Soup Kitchen, which is what he calls himself everywhere. He recorded this video on your phone and posted it.
He took it.
Yeah.
I think it might be better if you don't take videos of me.
Welcome. We're gonna be the #1 hero. We'll burn them all. Oh
She
shit!
just kind of
Someone's coming.
And he... Into your shirt. Someone walks by. As soon as that stranger hangs a left and you hang a right, his little noodly body distends from your shirt.
Sorry about that. I know you don't like that feeling.
You have to get under all of the layers?
It's pretty cold. It's January, so yeah. Do you think Steven's gonna be at the rink waiting for us?
Steven, who is your other herald, you have two. He's a gnarly motherfucker who's addicted to cigarettes. You think heroin, porn, and drinking. Not to mention he's the cutest motherfucker you've ever seen with his whole, like, teddy bear, rabbit, plushy vibe. Try as he might, he's still just pastel colors and Lolita Decora vibe. But make no mistake, Steven he's trash.
Yeah, head 3's there, probably.
I hope he's there waiting for us. I always like sleeping next to Steven. His throw-up's usually really warm and made of fluff.
If only his insides were too.
I think his insides are made of heroin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right about that.
Oh.
Alright, Tony, the player. You get to decide the name for your eel/danger noodle/snake companion.
Let's name him Pastoroni.
Pastoroni. So you named him Pastoroni.
Yeah.
Was sort of a secondary tag-along to Steven. Steven, you remember succinctly freeing him from, well, liberating him. Despite that, you make it to the rink. It smells stale, and you hear moaning and aggressive clapping. And then the television shuts off, and a voice. Hey, is that you? Did you both fucking make it home?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. The adorable plushie steps into view, and he's wearing a white tank top that's stained and some boxer shorts, but he's still adorable. So did you win? Or did you get your ass fucking beat?
You should see the other guy. I motioned to my eye.
That's my girl! You want to hit? And he holds up a joint. Huh? Celebration?
I take it, and then I do that thing where you, like, pretend you're passing it around, and then I give it back to him.
Pastoroni does try. He's like, but you move it before he can, and he's just like, oh,
Shucks, dang it! I tried really hard.
Steven then exhales through his little bunny nostrils. So that's the plan for tonight. We just going to bed because you got a big, wasn't your university shit coming up soon?
Movies, popcorn, and that's tomorrow's problem.
You got it. Lucky for you, I've already broken into the movie theater down the street. The one on 5th, I already did it. I've got Thin Mints, Brussels sprouts, a little corn, and he pauses for a really long minute. Popcorn, that's right. I got popcorn.
Brussels sprouts, all you.
Pastoroni's like, I love Brussels sprouts! And like twists around Steven. And Steven like rubs his head. And then the two of them, you see for a moment, there's like out of the corner of your eye, them shifting into their more humanoid forms. And it is unfair how attractive and handsome Steven is. And it's like they change. Well, no, Pastoroni's actually more like a frightening little goblinoid. He's kind of hunchback and crooked. He looks kind of like a gargoyle, but he's cute, right? In a cute way.
Like ugly cute?
Yeah, like a pug, like in the way that a pug is cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we watching?
Well, I was watching Bunny on Bunny action, but we're not gonna watch that in front of Pasta.
I'm an adult.
Yeah, but you sound like you're 5, so.
It doesn't feel right.
That's so terrible for me. I swear. I say fucking bitch.
Yeah, sounds fucking weird. All right, how about some Bluey?
I'm not a child. I am thousands of years old.
Right, Bluey it is. This is my favorite episode. This is where Bluey learns how to share.
Betty's just like chuckling, getting ready for her outing with her 2 heralds.
Eventually, Pastoroni drifts away to sleep. And once he is out, Steven turns to look at you with those beady little stuffed toyed eyes. So,
What is it?
I might have fucked up a little.
How much is a little?
I'll show you. Let's go over to the Dadmobile. And he takes you to his massive computer setup with like 8 screens. And he hits play on some redacted and viral media from Hollowvein. And it shows you putting on the mask. And it shows you glowing pearlescent as Steven gifts you herald powers to change.
Fuck.
Yep. But the good news is I was able to freeze it before it actually got sent out to the other company, so it's now only in the data bank at Hollowvein. But the bad news is everybody there knows your face, but I have a plan. This is my plan, okay? And
Share the plan, please.
He pulls out a whiteboard and a Sharpie that's not an expo marker. All right. So in a couple of hours, you're gonna go to school. And you're gonna make friends. And you're gonna make your friends break in to the data center and steal this data stick. It looks like this, and it's got a little red marker here. Little red marker kind of looks like a tail. Yep, and that's the only one they need to take. And once they take that, then you destroy it or put it in your pocket, bring it home, and I'll see if I can trace it anywhere else. The only reason this is an us problem and not a me problem is if the other heralds know I'm out, they're gonna come gunning for you.
Okay, there's one little setback. This whole making friends thing. You know, I've never been really good at it. It's She starts pacing the room.
Well, I think it's about time you find your squad. And he turns to look at you. And he's in his human form. His candy cane striped colored hair. His really sleepy eyes. He knows what he looks like. He knows. Maybe you find other rebels. Huh? And you can see in the human form, around his neck are the remnants of a broken silver collar, but there are nasty, horrible scars that are charred and blackened, and when he speaks, you can actually see his Adam's apple bobbing through the flesh there. The same his wrists, you've seen him. His ankles. The flesh completely charred to the bone. I mean, I got enough juice in me, I could take at least 6 of you total. And then we just, woo, take a match to it all, yeah, baby? Come on, Betty. And he stands up. You're good at this shit. You're good at what you do. I have never met a fighter.
Hurting people.
Yeah, that's great. It's great to hurt people. That's a good skill. It's a great talent. He grins, huh? Just put a little bit of that hurting into words, but nice things like, hey, you want to hang out? Let's get some pad thai and talk about our boyfriends. I could pretend to be your brother.
You are like a brother.
He grins. Yeah, I know we're fucked. And he's gonna sit back down. I don't fucking know how to get that data out. I mean, there's a long shot. Tomorrow there's an Azure Knight ceremony, and I know Hollowvane's gonna be coveraging it, and I mean, if I could get to one of their vans, I might be able to digitally wipe it, but it's not a fail-safe. If I had the drive, absolutely easy. But I could remote in from a van, but could you imagine? Azure Knight, do you know how much coverage? Do you know how many Magi-Knights are gonna be there? Me and you are caught. Dunzo.
Are you sure there's no way that I could do it solo?
I mean, you? I don't know. Me? I could get to the van and you could cause a distraction. But it'd have to be tomorrow. Because there's going to be so much juice from Hollow pumped into that ceremony. Apparently Lionheart's making his big grand re-day fucking debut because that cuck's been off and out. You know who else is showing up? That little bitch Groundwork with his stupid dazzling perfect smile. And apparently Midnight Gambler's gonna be there. You know how bad I want to fuck that guy up? I want to take him for
I want to fuck everybody up.
That's why you and I get along. We're good at hurting people. We just gotta make friends, right? Me and you.
All right, I'll try.
So the plan is then, we fucking pray. We go to the Azure Knights opening ceremonies. You cause a distraction. Maybe you could start a fight with the other Magi-Knights, because then they'll take their mobile cams And they're lavalier mics, and they'll try to get coverage. And you can get them away from the van. Yeah? And then I can crawl into the van with spaghetti. Sorry, rigatoni. Wait. Noodle. Fuck. What?
Pastaroni.
That's right! Yeah, I said that. Rice-a-roni. And he can help me, and we can plug in and be fine. I'll be sober. How many hours do I got?
We're so fucked.
Yeah, we're so fucked.
At least we're fucked together.
He gives you the rock on sign. Hell yeah.
Make friends.
The
I
other
can do this.
option is the same shit I've been bothering you about, Betty. Need a squad. We need a squad. You're not gonna get your revenge if you don't got one. And neither will I. He's mostly
She kinda
talking
dro-
about his revenge, but you have been very wronged by almost every single person in your life. And you even have suspicions the one mentor who adored you and treated you like a daughter, you have suspicions that he was murdered. Because of you.
They can't hurt you if they don't catch you.
Yeah, but wouldn't you fucking rather make them bleed? Make them hurt? Come on, Betty. Fuck them. Need a squad. We should do it.
Right.
He just lifts his
We
little
got this.
eyebrows. You got this. You're the one going to the university in what, 4 hours now?
Yeah, and the only thing I've had as reference for school is what we've seen on TV and movies. I got this.
Yeah, legally blonded up.
She
Bending.
starts running through her faces.
Did you pick up your uniform? He was supposed to pick up your uniform.
You were supposed to get my uniform.
Okay, all right. You know what? I'm gonna go get it right now. And he like pulls on a pink fuzzy robe and some slippers. I'm gonna get it right now. Puts his candy cane hair up in a hat. Don't worry, I won't be seen because I got this. And when he snaps, there's an electrical surge. Nobody gonna see Daddy Steve. And he leaves you alone.
Daddy Steve.
Daddy Steve. He leaves you alone with the gentle murmur from Pastaroni. And you. And you're kind of struck with the daunting task that has been set before you and how you even achieved Magi-Knight status. Because you were not given it. You were kicked out. You were ostracized. You were belittled. And in fact, you were pushed and left with the specific purpose your parents, they want you to come back home and beg. They want you to beg. And they want you to admit that you need them. But you have proven, even though you live in an abandoned fucking skater rink, with a junky stuffed animal like the movie's Ted and some kind of partially hairy snake slippery cute little thing, that you got it. Not only that, but your Magi-Knight persona, you're making waves.
You're ready to splash.
What does your character do at this point? She's got about 4 hours. Does she nap before college?
Reluctantly, yes, she decides to nap, knowing that turning off her brain and trying not to think about the stress of meeting other people and trying to be normal in a new environment. Um, she sets her alarm on her phone and calls it a night.
You awaken 20 minutes before your alarm from a phone call.
What's on my phone?
You recognize the phone number that belongs to your aunt on your mother's side, and your stomach curdles. Your aunt is a known narcissist. She probably had your number, which you've changed at least once at this point, tracked. Probably illegally. The question is whether or not you answer it.
My hands are sweaty from the anxiety of knowing that she's calling me, and I clumsily wipe them on myself and answer the call.
Beatrice, is that you?
Betty.
That's what I said, Beatrice.
Okay.
So how are you? Are you home yet?
Alive, and yes, I'm in my home.
I see what you did there. So your mother called me last night.
Okay.
She's upset.
When isn't she?
When are you coming home? When are you stopping this phase and rebellion and ridiculousness and just apologize?
I have nothing to apologize for.
You embarrassed her at the banquet. And the slew of everything else that you've done. Look, all of that can be rewritten. It can be republished. It's been long enough that it's less embarrassing for everyone now. Why don't you just come home and say you're sorry?
She just stays quiet because she knows anything she says is just going to go in one ear and out the other.
Beatrice, are you there? Beatrice?
Yes.
I'm waiting for an answer.
I don't have one that you'll accept.
Steven, from the pile of pillows that you've all collected from various secondhand stores, he makes an appearance as the stuffed animal and reaches for your phone and then slides your thumb over the end button.
Thanks. I needed that.
Yeah, I hate the fucking sound of her voice.
They want me home.
Yeah, of course they do. They probably want you to lick their assholes while they're at it. You don't need them. You got us. And Posteroni, leaps up out of your bedding. You don't know where he's got this fur round cap on, but it makes him look like he's just come out of the Russian wilderness. And he's like,
Yeah, fuck them. You don't need them. We're gonna go to school, and I'm gonna pretend to be your coat or your hat. I got this for you. I found it on a dead lady.
I told
Dead
you.
lady?
I told you to fucking stay out of the mortuary.
I really like their flowers, so they throw them away. Besides, she was dead, and she was in a freezer, and I just thought it would look really good on Betty.
You can't just fucking... You can't... That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm gonna make some lunch.
It's not even breakfast time. The sun's not even up. Betty, do you want this hat?
Sure, sweetie.
He curls up underneath the fuzzy hat after putting it on your head.
See, and then this way I can whisper to you, and no one will know I'm there. But technically, I'm not messing up your uniform because your uniform doesn't come with hats.
From the kitchen area,
Well-
Steve shouts, "It doesn't work that way. We can't go with her to school because we can't risk being seen.
Well, then how is she gonna transform if she gets into trouble?
As long as she stays away from Priscilla King, she'll be fine."
You should steal one of us with you in your backpack so that you can still transform in case you gotta kill people.
What if they check my backpack? That's the thing. I've seen it in movies.
Damn it. I guess I could hide in your pants.
Not gonna happen, that's perverted.
I'm not trying to be a pervert!
How, you don't know how or where, but he's got a construction helmet that he's hollowed out, and it's filled with cereal and milk, and he gives that to you with like a plastic serving spoon. Here, eat up, kid. You're gonna need it.
Yay!
So Passeroni and
What kind of cereal is it?
it is an amalgamation of Lucky Charms and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Awesome.
So Passeroni and I are going to be nearby the university just in case you need us, but I'm going to need your cell phone. Dan, you're going to need to get ready. In terms of showering, I did make sure that the laundromat and dry cleaners where your uniform was, it's unlocked, so you can use their shower, which is kind of weird, but anyways, I got some soap from the dollar store. It'll be enough.
All right. I'll go shake a tower then.
And will you take this little guy with you? He stinks.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Whatever the fuck I want. But I'm going to look at her phone and try to change the fucking number again and do some SIM card straight to Jesus bullshit.
I can do this. I can make friends. Shower. Uniform. Friends. Shower. Uniform. Friends. Shower. Uniform. Friends. Shower. Uniform. Friends. She just keeps that mantra.
The shower is in an industrial like tub, and the shower is like connected to a hose. It is ghetto as fuck, but true to his word, there's some fancy smelling soap, hibiscus. It's pink.
Where's my shower bucket?
Yeah, your shower bucket's there. It is for how you've been living the past year and a half. This is decadent. Like, it's really thoughtful that Steve like broke into the security system and got you really cheap off-brand soap. But I digress. The uniform. The uniform is the most soft, high-quality fabrics you've put on in such a long time. In this school, this is your chance to change everything. I mean, other than Steve and Passeroni, like, this is your chance, Betty. This education. A launching point to get away from your family. Because they can't rewrite it. They're not in charge. In fact, none of the major corporations family-owned have anything to do with Blackmoat University. Blackmoat University is funded by some unknown, benevolent, hopefully, founder. No one knows who the benefactor is. Only that once the contract is written, it is unbreakable in court of law and magically. So when your family signed you up, unlike kicking you out of home, they can't kick you out of school. And so as you dress in the academy uniform, the university's uniform, you feel this overwhelming feeling. Like you're taking a step to something and somewhere that's uncharted. But that's your own. This is your own step forward.
I got this.
It is with trembling hands that you smooth out the folds, look at yourself in the dingy mirror at the dry cleaners. And for the first time in a very long time, you feel hope. Twisting around you in his ugly little pug-like way. Your noodle.
You look beautiful.
Thanks. I wish I wasn't all bruised up.
I brought you some makeup.
You're a lifesaver.
I also found it next to the dead lady. I don't think it's
I'm gonna
hers.
pretend I didn't hear that.
I think it's the morticians, because they put makeup on people who need it for when their family sees them.
I'm really hoping I don't see mine.
I'll be your parent now.
And he wraps himself around your neck. He puts his ugly, misshapen little snake face that's slightly hairy and scaled on your cheek. And it's cold. And a little creepy. But it's
I love
honest.
you, pasta.
I love you too, Betty.
An hour later, you find yourself headed public transport, which doesn't actually get you the whole way to Black Moat, but it does get you outside of the city where you have a 5-mile hike. But this is where
Fuck.
I need all of my other players to roll perceptions.
I got 11. 11.
I got a 6.
Arca got a 14.
Okay. And Yosef?
I got a natural 20, but -2, so 18.
Okay, so the natural 20 with -2 is the winner. You are on your way to school when you see this girl, younger than you, walking on the side of the road in the gentle snow in an academy uniform headed for Black Moat, because this is a long drive from the city. Do you stop? Do you tell your driver to stop?
Oi! Oi! Stop, man!
Your driver is pretty adamant about getting you there on time, but you are his employer, so he pulls over. You notice that the girl has a stuffed animal, pink and red, with a little bit of white, kind of tucked underneath her arm. But as you pull over, Betty, you see this sleek, maybe Lexus, longer, wider sedan, usually meant to ferry celebrities to and fro. It pulls over just in front of you. Betty, what do you do? Do you keep walking? Do you pause? Do you cross the road?
I try to make myself smaller in the sense of like I try to shield my face and like I tuck my hands into my sleeves and just overall give the impression that I'm uncomfortable.
Okay. As you do, Steve, though he is in his full cosplay of a simple stuffed animal, he whispers, "You fucking got this. Don't forget who you are. Your motherfucking charades." kick ass and take names. Yosef, what do? You see this girl almost collapsing on herself.
I don't mean to be invasive in the slightest. I'm just saying, I saw you walking, and maybe we're going to the same place, but just want to know if you wanted to ride, because it's kind of cold out here, so it's always pleasant to have company too. I know I'm just some stranger, but still, just an offer. If you want to say no, you can. So I won't force you to do nothing.
What do you say, Betty?
Thank you. I'd appreciate that if it's not any trouble.
Oh, no trouble at all. I made the driver stop because he tried to tell me otherwise. But I'm like, no, just pull over, you wank.
Wank. Thank you.
My name's Joseph. Just figured I'd get that out there.
Betty. I'm Betty.
Pleasure to meet you. And he'll extend like a hand out to shake your hand.
I still have like my hands hidden in the sleeve and just kind of like do that, like where you're only with the fingertips kind of handshake with my like delicately, because I'm trying to hide my hands. They're sweaty and gross and covered in scars. The pleasure's mine.
Likewise. Come in the car. We'll get to academy and whatnot.
Okay, I guess I get into the car.
Hey, Yosef, go ahead and describe what you look like, and then Betty, go ahead and describe what you look like.
Joseph is like 5'7", like I would say shoulder length, bright blonde hair, but he usually has it in this like bun, but it's still kind of like loose and everywhere because it just kind of escapes majority of the time. He's like dark green eyes. Has some like freckles like under his eyes. He has like some scarring here and there, but nothing too crazy. But I would say like he looks tired, or kind of gives like the vibe that he's tired, but he has like a really positive energy about him. He has a very like athletic, muscular build, but he's also not like the most imposing figure because he's only like 5'7", so more of like an average height in terms of that. Wearing his academy uniform, of course.
My turn?
Yes.
Okay. Betty is short and kind of diminutive. She's about 5'1", and she has long, dark hair that she consciously uses to try to cover whatever the makeup that Pastoroni gave her didn't cover. She's very aware of it, and she's trying to avoid attention. She tries to make herself seem smaller and meek. Her eyes are also dark, but they are big, and she is very observant. She's she's good at being shy. And in her uniform, she requested for the sleeves to be a bit longer, so then that way she could kind of tuck her hands in. and her. She does wear a dark tights as well to cover the bruising and scarring from her legs. Overall, she just seems very sheltered. And that's it for me.
And so the two of you make your way to the university steps. But you are not alone there. Arriving at almost the same time as you is a fine gentleman, glasses perched on his face. Iziel, go ahead and describe.
Zeal is a average tall man, skinny, bright skin tone. He looks more like the kind of not an athlete, rather more like the bookworm. He is rather calm, observant. Has a guy with a slight smile. He has long salt and pepper hair. It waves around sometimes in the wind. His uniform is pretty normal, like everyone else has.
And Arca.
Arca is about 6'3", fairly muscular. Definitely looks the athletic type. He's got some very golden blonde hair that goes down to his shoulder. You can tell he's kind of not the most prepared. He's missing an epaulette on his uniform. He's got some scarring on his face, a little light bit of freckling around the cheeks. Yeah, he just seems to be kind of waiting around with his younger sister standing right by his side at this point.
Question for Iziel. Did you allow your
Yes.
sister to trail after you as well?
To come along here to school,
Mm-hmm.
I did allow her.
Okay. There is another little girl. I say little because they're like 14, that has approached your sister and is making friends. And you recognize her sister's friend, Mina. And both older brothers make eyes at each other over their little sisters talking, because the two of them have been friends all throughout middle school.
I start greeting the other brother with a smile, kindly, kind of happy, like, oh, my sister and your sister are friends.
Yeah, she sure is. And Arca's just gonna kind of keep an eye on Mina.
Yeah.
Just make sure she's not getting into anything,
She's pulled
any trouble there.
She's pulled her friend away and is like, oh my god, Priscilla King is gonna be here. And she's like, yeah, I know, I'm a little scared. What? Scared? I'm gonna fight that bitch in a Wendy's parking lot and then I'm gonna get gold. Not really though. I actually think she's amazing and her hair is iconic. You actually should do your hair like hers. Don't you think my hair is like a little too no, it's perfect. Honestly, we could do it. And that's when the four of you, Yosef, Arca, Iziel, Betty, all of your attention is drawn as a crowd seems to gloam. They seem to appear to grow. As the bougiest, sparkliest Viper from Astralin Industries rolls up, with its shimmery rims in the gentle snow reflecting what little overcast light there is. Priscilla, could you please describe what you look like as you step out of your brand new car?
there's a petite young woman with a halo of gold hair that doesn't seem to match her complexion, but you cannot see any roots whatsoever. And honestly, it's pretty well known that it's natural due to her selective breeding. She's got a thin but athletic build, somewhat similar to that of a gymnast. Her legs are impossibly long given her size at 5 foot, and it makes her look extra graceful as she walks down to the doors or the gate of the college.
A valet comes rushing out of the university, grabbing her keys to go park the bunny. With that being said, I need all of you to roll a perception check.
That is a nat 20 at 23.
Oh, no, I go that one. I want to reroll that one.
13.
Fine, whatever. Fuck.
17 minus 2, so 15.
6 is better than a nat 1.
Betty, go ahead and roll your d20 plus your perception skill.
They did. They got an 11, it looks like.
An 11? Ah, so my lowest is Priscilla, and then Izeel, you got a 9.
I got a 13.
Oh, 13, perfect, okay. All right. There is one more student. And the curious thing about this student is the fact that he bumps into Priscilla, doesn't say anything, and keeps walking forward.
Hey, fucking watch it!
He looks at you, scoffs, and heads up the steps.
Excuse me? What's your damage?
Gonna learn, freshman. We're all equal inside the academy. And he shoots you some finger
The
guns.
fuck we are!
And that's when all of you feel it, except for Priscilla, this connection. You all recognize the feeling of a Magi-Knight. You already know that Priscilla is a Magi-Knight. But that kid walking through the group of you, there is a string between him, to you, to Steven for Betty, all of you. A tug, an interest. Something like destiny drawing you forward. This kid is not in a uniform, but he does have over his shoulder a briefcase. There is a second understanding that dawns when he pushes past the entrance and someone rushes up to him and says, "Hey, Professor." And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
No, I want more.
Hell yeah.
I want to make a check.
Oh.